Sustainable business practices are not just an obligation, they are opportunity for innovation. That's a great quote by Paul Polman, former CEO of Unilever and a strong advocate for sustainable business practices. It highlights the idea that sustainability isn't just a responsibility but also a driver of creativity, efficiency, and long term success. Good morning, honorable guests, esteemed speakers, faculty members, students, and my dear participants. We are honored to welcome you to the grand opening of International Conference on Sustainable Business Management, Innovation and Technology 2025, organized by Department of Management, Maharaja Surajmal Institute. Today, brilliant minds from across the globe have gathered to share knowledge, insights, and innovative ideas. I am Dr. Tanvi Rana, along with my colleague Ms. Chanchal Kore, take this privilege to be your host for this esteemed event.
Today, we are united by a common purpose to explore, engage, and inspire. With participants across the globe, this conference truly celebrates the spirit of international collaboration and knowledge sharing. We are thrilled to have you all with us both in person and virtually. On behalf of entire MSI fraternity, I would like to welcome all the dignitaries present over here. We have with us Kaptan Singh sir, President SMES, Isha Chakar ma'am, Vice President SMES, Professor Harish Singh sir, Director MSI, Professor Archana Balyan ma'am, Director MSIT, Ramesh sir, SMES, Rajpal Solanki sir, Treasurer SMES, Jasbir Singh sir, Deputy Director MSI, Professor H.S. Rawat sir, Director Placement. We are all grateful for your constant support and guidance. We are honored to have with us our distinguished guest for the event, Professor Prem Rat sir, Pro-Chancellor NCU Gurugram, Dr. Anil K. Sarawat sir, Adjunct Professor IIT Roorkee, Rajesh Panwar sir, Civil Servant Indian Economic Service, Dr. Ish Anand sir, Entrepreneur and Global Vice President of iCapital Ventures, Vidya Bhushan sir, co-founder and COO of Dalchini Technologies, and Professor K.K. Deval ma'am, former VC of Noida International University and Jamia Millia Islamia. We are all honored and thank you so much for giving your valuable time to us.
Now, I would like to call upon all the dignitaries present over here to come forward for the lighting of lamp and to begin the event with the blessings of the Goddess Saraswati.
Thank you everyone for making this even more beautiful and delicious. I now have the honor of introducing our respected director, Professor Harish Singh sir. He brings extensive academic and administrative experience, having served as faculty member and evaluator for leading national universities and educational bodies. Professor Singh has organized numerous national and international events, faculty development programs, and seminars. He has also authored more than 15 books on higher education and more than 16 on science and mathematics, along with contributing a lot of research papers and book chapters. Sir, I request you to come forward and please deliver the welcome address and also felicitate our esteemed guests later on.
Most respected Shri Gopal Singh ji, President of this biggest Surajmal Memorial Education Society, our most respected Srimati Isha Thakur Madam, Vice President of Surajmal Memorial Education Society, our distinguished academician, a visionary leader, a guiding force in the field of education and management guru, Honorable Shri Premraji, the chief guest of today's international conference. My most respected former Vice Chancellor of Jamia Millia Islamia, former Vice Chancellor of Noida International University, Professor K.K. Diwan Madam, our distinguished guest, special, knowledgeable academician, Dr. Anil K. Shravati, who has had many top positions in corporates, and recently the adjunct professor in IIT Roorkee. Our most important guest, the young, esteemed civil servant, Mr. Rajesh Panwar Saab, who is recently the director in the Department of Economic Affairs, Government of India. Our today's special guest, Mr. Ahmad Saab, Ish Anand Saab, who has a vast experience in startups and entrepreneurships and is a very beneficial speaker for students who are interested in skill India development. Our important guest for today program, Mr. Vidya Bhushan Saab. He is also one of the visionary entrepreneur as the most important section of a society and had a lot of respect for them. He personally identified the problems of the farmers and introduced reforms to rectify them. He expanded his kingdom from Bharatpur to Agra, to Barot, Bagpat, to Mewar, to Haryana, all over northern India. And throughout his life, he kept on fighting against social injustice, racial discrimination, superstitious, fictitious groups, and sacrificed his life on 25th December 1763 सूरजमल पार्क जो आप सागरा में देखते हो. Inspired by the life and ideas of Maharaja Surajmal, this Surajmal Society was set up in 1972. And it is registered under the Society's Registration Act 1960. And at that time, the main aim of the society was to disseminate quality education in technical and professional areas, especially for those students who are coming from rural areas. They are educationally deprived people who can't express themselves. But due to certain norms and regulations of the university, by doing so, and whenever we get any chance for working for these deprived people of the country, we are eager to come forward and will do so. Our चेयरमैन साहब की हमारी सोच ही उस 80% पॉपुलेशन के लिए है जो रूरल बेल्ट में हिंदुस्तान के रहते हैं. हमारी सोसाइटी बच्चों पीछे बातें ना करो, आप सुन लो. अपनी संस्कृति और मूल्यों को जो भूल जाता है वो कभी लाइफ में कामयाब नहीं रह पाता. हमारी सोसाइटी 1972 से 73 तक महाराजा विजेंद्र सिंह जी उनके प्रेसिडेंट रहे. फिर 1973 से 1992 तक नाथूराम मेघाजी राजस्थान के उनके प्रेसिडेंट रहे. और 1992 से 2010 तक आप सब जानते हो वेरी ऑनेस्ट एंड इंटेलेक्चुअल पॉलिटिशियन ऑफ इंडिया श्री राम निवास जी मेघा जी उनके प्रेसिडेंट रहे. 2010 से 2019 तक हमारे डिप्टी कमिश्नर एडिशनल कमिश्नर ऑफ इनकम टैक्स श्री एसपी सिंह जी ने इसकी बागडोर संभाली. सोसाइटी निरंतर बढ़ती चली गई और उसके 2019 के बाद कप्तान सिंह जी इस सोसाइटी को लगातार आगे बढ़ाते चले जा रहे हैं. एट प्रेजेंट 50 साल इस सोसाइटी को हो चुके हैं. We have celebrated 50 years of celebration in which Honorable Vice President was invited. और मैं बड़े गर्व के साथ आपको ये भी बताना चाहता हूं कि महाराजा सूरजमल इंस्टीट्यूट के साथ दिल्ली का इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज जो सबसे अच्छा कॉलेज माना जाता है, महाराजा सूरजमल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी भी आप ही के कैंपस में. सोसाइटी इसके साथ साथ शामली में एक स्कूल चलाती है, बहादुरगढ़ में चलाती है, और राजस्थान में बीकानेर में भी वो एक स्कूल चलाती है। और सारी बिल्डिंग्स अगर आप देखोगे तो सबकी बिल्डिंग ऐसी सेम ईंटों की ही मिलेगी। तो मैं बड़े गर्व के साथ आपको बताना चाहता हूं, सेल्फलेसली ये सोसाइटी काम कर रही है बच्चों के लिए। और जब 1999 में गुरु गोविंद सिंह इंद्रप्रस्थ विश्वविद्यालय came into existence, we got affiliated with IPSC। हमने सबसे पहले बीएड कोर्स चलाया, उसके बाद BIS ऑनर्स जो अब BCA में कन्वर्ट हो गया है, एट दैट टाइम दैट वाज BIS ऑनर्स, BCA कोर्स लाइन। और इस समय हमारे यहाँ दोनों शिफ्ट्स में BCA, BBA, BCom ऑनर्स, BEd, BA LLB, BBA LLB इंटीग्रेटेड कोर्स भी हम चला रहे हैं। और हमारे यहाँ एक PG कोर्स भी रिसेंटली आ गया है, 2 साल उसको हो गए हैं, MBA डिपार्टमेंट। हमारा मार्गदर्शन प्रिंसिपल जी करते रहते हैं समय समय पे। तो हमारे सारे कोर्सेज बहुत अच्छी तरीके से चल रहे हैं। और मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि जो ये सारे कोर्सेज हैं, इनमें जो टॉप रैंकर स्टूडेंट्स हैं, विदाउट एनी एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स, हमारे यहाँ टॉप रैंकर स्टूडेंट्स अपने आप आते हैं। MSI में एक लेगेसी है, हम इस समय 45 गोल्ड मेडल्स ले चुके हैं। और रैंकिंग की अगर बात हो तो NIRF रैंकिंग में वी आर प्लेस्ड इन 151 to 200 बैंड। और as far as India Today and Times of India is concerned, Outlook magazine, we are number 1 in Delhi among IP University colleges। मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं, हमारी मैगजीन का आंकड़ा कह रहा है, आप देख लीजिएगा। मैं ये नहीं कि अपने स्टेज पर अपनी तारीफ कर रहा हूं, आप मैगजीन देखिए 2024 की। क्योंकि महाराजा सूरजमल इंस्टीट्यूट में जो स्टाफ है, जो फैकल्टी है, जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, वो अपने सारे खुश हैं, they're all happy, faculty members are all happy। किसी को कोई दिक्कत है क्या? All are happy, they are duly selected to selection committee। और अचीवमेंट्स में MSI में नाम नहीं लूंगा, बहुत लंबी लिस्ट है, दुनिया भर के हमारे मेडल्स मिल चुके हैं, चाहे वो इंटर्नशाला का हो, NPTEL का हो, ऑनलाइन का हो, चाहे IBM स्किल्स ट्रेनिंग हो, चाहे हमारा एक रेगुलर। और मैं आपको ये भी बताना चाहता हूँ, सस्टेनेबल मॉडल के ऊपर हम कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं। कहने का मतलब इनोवेशन और टेक्नोलॉजी को, अपने मॉडल्स को, उसको यूज करके कैसे सुधारें। तो हम भी निरंतर कुछ ना कुछ नई चीज अपने यहाँ ऐड करते रहते हैं। हमने NCC ऐड की, which has now become regular from FS, fully set finance हो गई है। करता हूँ जल्दी भाई। हमारे यहाँ NSS आया, वो भी फुल्ली सेल्फ स्पॉन्सर्ड हो गया है। हर एक 2 चीजों की कमी थी। हमारे यहाँ हमारी एडवाइजरी बॉडी, गवर्निंग बॉडी है, वो मेरा मार्गदर्शन करते हैं, मैं उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करता हूँ। हमारे यहाँ ये कमी थी कि हम पीएचडी सुपरवाइजर नहीं बन सकते थे। साहब ने, हमारे कप्तान सिंह जी ने वाइस चांसलर से कहकर हमें उसमें अप्रूव पैनल में डलवाया। हम पेटेंट कॉपीराइट्स में थोड़े से कम थे, अब स्टार्ट हो गए। और हमारी एक छोटी सी कमी ये थी कि हम प्रोजेक्ट जो है गवर्नमेंट बॉडी से नहीं ले पाते, लेकिन अब हम 12B की तरफ जा रहे हैं। 2F वी आर ऑलरेडी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड। बहुत जल्दी हम प्रोजेक्ट्स भी जो है वहां से लेने लगेंगे। स्टूडेंट्स के बहुत अचीवमेंट्स हैं, चाहे स्पोर्ट्स लो चाहे एकेडमिक्स लो। BLLB की सेक्शन प्रोपरेटर यहाँ पे बैठी होंगी, उन्होंने बेस्ट पार्लियामेंटेरियन का अवार्ड जीता 2024 में। तनु दहिया और आयुषी तोमर MBA स्टूडेंट है, उन्होंने हमारे इंटर्न केस कॉन्फ्रेंस में IIMS पुणे में हुई 2024 में अवार्ड फर्स्ट पोजीशन गेन की। ध्रुव रावत BC का स्टूडेंट है, स्पोर्ट्स में किक बॉक्सिंग में वो नंबर 1 आया स्टेट लेवल पे, दिल्ली को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, नेशनल में जा रहा है। हम सारे इवेंट्स करते हैं, आज आपके सामने ये मेगा इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस भी कर रहे हैं। और मैं आशा चाहता हूं कि आप सब बिना बात किए यहां से जो लर्नड स्पीकर्स का ज्ञान है वो समेट के अपनी छोटी सी पर्सनल डायरी में जरूर लिख लोगे। हमारा भी कुछ विजन है, और विजन हमारा ये है कि अगर मैं अपना नाम लेता हूं तो मेरे नाम के पीछे मेरे कॉलेज का नाम जुड़ा होता है। इसी तरीके से आपके पीछे आपके कॉलेज का नाम जुड़ा है। और हमारा जो विजन है, हमारा विजन बड़ा क्लियर कट है कि हमारे स्टूडेंट्स चाहे वो यूजी हो पीजी हो, अच्छी जगह पे प्लेस हो। जितना ज्ञान वो इस कैंपस से ले सकते हैं लें, बाकी किस्मत पे छोड़। किस्मत में लिखा है तो आएगा, और नहीं लिखा है तो आकर भी चला जाएगा। करना हुआ इन्हें करना, बोलने तो दो। थैंक यू, क्योंकि हमारे बड़े लर्नर स्पीकर्स को बोलना है, आप ध्यान से उनकी बातें सुनिएगा। थैंक यू सो मच। मैं अपने ऑनरेबल चेयरमैन साहब को इनवाइट करना चाहता हूं कि वो हमारे चीफ गेस्ट फेमस सर का फेलिसिटेट करें। मैडम, सर शॉल देके भी सर का स्वागत। सर शॉल। Now I request our Honorable Vice President, Madam Srimati Isha Gatkar, Madam, to felicitate Professor K.K. Diwan. Now I request our Chairman Finance Committee, Surajmal Memorial Education Society, Shri Bedi Gawasji. Now I request Shri Ramesh Chaudhary, Chairman Construction Committee and Function Committee of SMES, to felicitate Shri Anil Sherawat. Now I request Shri Bedi Gawasji, Chairman Finance Committee SMES, to felicitate Mr. Rajesh Parwar. Now I request Professor Archana Balian Madam to felicitate Mr. Ish Anand. Now I request our Director Placements, Professor S. Sarawagi, to felicitate Mr. Vidya Bhushan, a visionary young entrepreneur. Thank you all of you.
I request all the students to please be seated. Thank you, Harish sir. This year, our conference is centered around the theme sustainability and innovation. And to elaborate more about the conference, I would like to invite Dr. Sarita Chaudhary, Head of the Department of Management, and our conference chair. With an impressive 24 years of academic experience, ma'am had been the guiding light for SBMIT organizing committee. Her unwavering commitment and visionary leadership have been instrumental in bringing this event to actualization. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Sarita Chaudhary, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Respected dignitaries, esteemed speakers, distinguished guests, faculty members, and dear participants and students. A very good morning to all of you. It is my immense pleasure to welcome you all to the International Conference on Sustainable Business Management, Innovation and Technology. There are several key reasons behind the selection of this theme. Today, sustainability has become a critically priority for businesses, with growing expectations for organizations to adopt environmentally responsible practices. Additionally, modern business management is increasingly shaped by technological advancement and innovation. The conference serves as a platform for academicians, researchers, policymakers, and scholars to engage in meaningful discussion on balancing profitability with social and environmental responsibility. It also provides an opportunity to explore how emerging technology can drive sustainable growth and transform business practice for a more sustainable future. At Maharaja Surajmal Institute, sustainability is more than just a theme. It is a guiding principle for our campus. Best example of this is the establishment of MSI Eco Club, which continuously work to protect the people and planet by conducting sustainability workshops, plantation drives, plastic-free environment campaigns, rainwater harvesting projects. These are few testaments to our commitment towards sustainability. The conference is also aligned with the vision and commitment of Institute towards sustainability. This year conference has brought together a remarkable panel of national and international speakers who bring their wealth of knowledge and expertise to this conference. These insights will guide us in understanding the intersection of business, technology, and sustainability. We are proud to share that over 350 national and international authors globally have contributed their high-impact research papers covering various sub-themes of conference that ranges from sustainable business models, technology disruption management, AI, and automation in business sustainability, green finance, and many more. The diverse range of research contribution in the conference from all over the India and abroad reflects the growing global interest in sustainable business practices. However, the conference has begun yesterday with pre-conference symposium held in an online mode in which distinguished international speakers from USA, France, Italy, UK, Dubai were engaged in thought-provoking discussions on the impact of rapid technological advancement and transformative business solutions. Over the next 2 days, we will engage in thought-provoking panel discussions, insightful keynote addresses, and impactful research paper presentations that will gather our perspective and ignite new ideas. I encourage our participants to take full advantage of this unique opportunity of learning and sharing for sustainable future. Once again, I extend my warmest welcome to all of you. With that, I officially declare SBMIT 2025 open and look forward to insightful discussions, research presentations, and transformative ideas. Thank you. I wish you all a productive and inspiring conference. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for shedding light on the conference. Now I request all the dignitaries to please come on the dais. Professor Premraj sir, Dr. Anil K. Sarawat sir, Rajesh Panwar sir, Dr. Ish Anand sir, Vidya Bhushan sir, Professor K. Devan ma'am, Professor Harish Singh sir, Archana Balyan ma'am, please come on. Professor H.S. Rawat, sir. Moving forward, now I may request the dignitaries to please release the conference proceedings. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I request Dr. Shilpa Sindhu, ma'am, to please come forward and introduce our honored chief guest, Professor Premrat, sir. Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to welcome our esteemed chief guest, Professor Premrat, a distinguished academician, a visionary leader, and a guiding force in the field of education and management, whose presence today inspires us all. Thank you, sir. Professor Premrat is the Chairman Board of Governors of IIT ISM Dhanbad and held additional charge as Chairman BOG of IIT Mandi from 2022 to 2023. An astounding academic, Professor Premrat is a Pro-Chancellor, Professor of Eminence, and a Chief Mentor at the North Cap University, ITM University earlier, Gurugram, since 2011. Just prior to that, he was Professor of Eminence at MDI Gurgaon. Professor Bhatt was Founder Director IIT Roorkee, Vice Chancellor UP Technical University Lucknow, Professor Head Center of Management Studies, Coordinator Applied Systems Research Program, Dean Deputy Director and Director Officiating at IIT Delhi. He is an honorary professor at IIT Delhi and was distinguished adjunct professor and division chairman at IIT Bangkok. He was chairman board of governors of WIT Dehradun. He was an IICT distinguished chair professor. He was the first alumnus of IIT Kharagpur to have become an IIT director. He was honorary research fellow at the Department of Engineering Production, University of Birmingham, UK, and International Visiting Fellow at the University of Western Sydney, Australia. He has been teaching, conducting research, and offering consulting for the past 56 years. He has guided 50 PhD theses, 118 MTech, and 65 BTech major projects on industrial applications of system approach and management science. He has published more than 520 research papers in reputable journals and proceedings of international and national conferences. His research papers have received more than 11,000 citations with an H index of 47, item index of 107, and G index of 103, and 2247 as a maximum citation of a paper as per Google Scholar. He has authored, co-authored 7 books and completed 5 sponsored projects and 37 consultancy assignments. His book, Productivity Management, A System Approach, received awards from DMA as well as ISTD. His book, Materials Management, An Integrated Systems Approach, published by Springer Nature, is available worldwide both in print and ebook versions. He is the Fellow of Indian National Academy of Engineering, National Academy of Sciences, World Academy of Productivity Sciences, ISTE and IIIE. Recipient of multiple awards and recognitions, Professor Watt was conferred Doctor of Engineering by Bundelkhand University. Distinguished Alumnus Award by IIT Kharagpur, Distinguished Service Award by IIT Delhi, Outstanding Contribution Award for National Development by IIT Delhi Alumni Association, Uttaranchal Ratan Award, Lillian Gilbert Award, 15 Best Paper Medals and Prizes. Professor Premrath was conferred the National Systems Gold Medal by the Systems Society of India, an honorary member of IIII, the highest recognition of IIII. Sai India Foundation bestowed him the Guru Award for his outstanding contributions. He was conferred the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 18th National International Society of the Operations Management at IIT Roorkee in December 2014. He received Dr. M.C. Puri Memorial Award of ORSI for his outstanding contribution for promotion of operational research in India and Lifetime Achievement Award 2017 by Indian Institution of Industrial Engineering for outstanding contributions to the industrial engineering profession and the society. Rethink India conferred him the Visionary Edu Leader Award on December 2017, given by former President Shri Pramod Mukherjee. He was conferred the Lifetime Achievement Award by Systems Society of India and the Dayal Educational Institute at DEI, Agra, on 5th March 2018. UP Chief Minister facilitated him on the 26th July 2019 for his valuable contributions as Vice Chancellor of UPTU during his tenure. He received Great India Teacher Award conferred during LEAD Global Conclave 4th September 2021. He received APAC Educational Leadership Award in recognition of exceptional leader who made a difference and extraordinary contribution to education sector in December 2021. He was selected for the prestigious Atmaram Puraskar by Central Hindi Institute in 2018. IMT Ghaziabad conferred on him the Lifetime Achievement Award in July 2022. He was conferred the QCI Quality Champion Award by NBQP under Outstanding Jury Selection category in 2022. NCU conferred him the Lifetime Achievement Award in September 2023. IIT Kharagpur conferred on him very prestigious Life Fellow Award in 2023 given by the Honorable President of India on 18 December 2023. His profile is included in the edited book 100 Great IITians dedicated to the service of nation published by Excel India Publishers in 2024. Academic Insight in September 24 issue included him among the 25 most inspiring education leaders of India 2024. Without further ado, I invite Professor Premrath to grace us with his invaluable insights and enrich this gathering with his wisdom. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Honorable Vice President Shrimati Usha Jaffar, distinguished panelists on the dais, off the dais, distinguished delegates to this conference, faculty members of this institute, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to be invited to the inaugural function of the International Conference on the theme Sustainable Business Development, Innovation and Technology. When I looked at the theme first, it occurred to me an extremely comprehensive in nature. Almost every aspect of life is included in the title itself because sustainable business is an operating necessity to live in a globally competitive world today. And innovation and technology becomes an instrument in doing so. And therefore, although it looks very disjointed title, there is a clear cause-effect relationship in fact connected with it, because if we have to live in a highly globally competitive world, sustainably, we need to obviously look at the business practices which would make us sustainable. Sustainability itself is a multidimensional concept. It's not a unidimensional concept. Social sustainability, economic sustainability, environmental sustainability, and therefore it's an extremely actually, if you look at the kind of topics that are the conferences globally, the key component of most topics are in sustainability, irrespective of the kind of conference, because it seems to us that if you look at the development profile of the world, development on one hand improved the quality of life of people, and the negative side effect, it led to negative consequences leading to global warming, pollution, and all that goes with the name, and therefore climate change has become an internationally discussed topic today. Primarily because the way we have managed this planet, in the process of developing strategies for our development process, we did not look at the side effects it was able to cause it, and therefore as a result, the whole world is now able to see negative aspects of developments even in technology. For example, the tremendous improvement that in technology has taken place has led to a tremendous side effect that we are seeing today, particularly in the area of information technology, digitalization, IT, AI, so that the kind of negative side effects coming out of the technological growth without integration of good human values in it, in terms of the cyber crime, cyber fraud, perhaps are far more dominant than the positive aspect of using the technology. As a result, it's time that we as academicians and people in the dealing with the knowledge should look at the processes through which we must create the development profile and identify a niche direction in which we need to integrate people, process, and technology. And therefore, integration of people, process, and technology together is what should aim at giving us a sustainable business practices. And hence, sustainability is not simply just a wish list. It's an operating necessity in case you wish to live in the world, because today the customer aspirations earlier, customer was only going for value for money. Today the customer wants to buy products which are green, clean, and produced by using green technologies, and therefore as a result, even if to survive in a globally competitive world, we have to keep in mind the kind of processes that we use. And I'm very happy that the MSI has taken this scheme. And I was quite impressed with the volume of the responses you have received, 300 plus papers across the world, and therefore my compliments to MSI in organizing this conference. Therefore, sustainability in business is about balancing economic growth with environmental responsibility and social well-being. Organizations worldwide are transitioning towards green business models that emphasize ethical governance, sustainable supply chains, and responsible consumption. In fact, responsible consumption itself is an extremely important dimension, because many times, because of the behavioral dimensions, we tend to overconsume and waste much more than what we really generally need. And that's why companies that embrace sustainability are not only securing their future competitiveness, but also contributing to a more resilient and inclusive global economy. As I mentioned, that the need for sustainable business management is you have to look at environmental, social, and economic challenges, the role of business in shaping a sustainable future, and the benefits of sustainable business practices are enormous. Perhaps it will give a tremendous competitive advantage if you were to do so. Classically, when the idea of environmental concern came to business, the very popular concept was TBL, triple bottom line, which indeed looked at people, planet, and profit. This triple bottom line, people, profit, and planet, have now been given a wider canvas using the 17 Sustainable Development Goals SDGs, which indeed can be capsuled into 5 P's. People, instead of profit, it is prosperity for all. Because if few individuals corner profit and majority of the society remains without it, it cannot get you the kind of peace that you require. And therefore, instead of profit, the SDG is now called prosperity for all, bridging the gap between the haves and have-nots. Then planet, and peace and partnerships. Peace and partnerships have been added in these 17 SDGs, because unless you have peace in the society, in the country and the world at large, you cannot think of development. You cannot think of sustainable business, and therefore it's extremely important. The society in which we live in must ensure a peaceful coexistence and partnership. Partnership speaks of if you have a multidimensional attribute of sustainability, no single individual entity or organization can contribute to this, and therefore we need a teamwork. Partnerships locally, nationally, globally towards achieving these sustainable goals, and therefore as a result, these 5 P's encapsulate the 17 SDGs that are contained in the United Nations. And fortunately, India is a very major enthusiastic partner. We are committed to the world that by 2030 we will be able to achieve the targets set by SDG. And fortunately, because of the initiatives taken by the Indian government and the business, we are already ahead of meeting our obligations that we have it by 2030. Now, the innovation, as I mentioned, the goal is business, sustainable business. Innovation becomes a key catalyst in it. Innovation looks at a very in out-of-box thinking towards looking at a solution to the problem and make society a product which is cheaper, better, faster, and safer, and more environmental friendly. And that's why we must create the concept of circular economy, which indeed ensures that there is almost about zero waste in the of the resources the kind that we use. And therefore, the emerging paradigm of circular economy means that when we look forward in producing environmentally sustainable products and services, at the same time eliminate waste, and whatever waste does get generated by preventive focus must get back and get most out of it, so that towards only sustainable future practices rely in a more focus on circular economy. And I'm happy to note that world over, a major research focus now is on circular economy, which almost encapsulates the entire concept of it. And therefore, many times, environmental concern not only makes your environmentally friendly product. It's good for a business because by reducing carbon footprint, you can reduce the cost of business, cost of production. In fact, it's known that when we produce 1 ton steel using iron ore, and we use 1 ton steel by recycling iron scrap, apart from the cost of material that you reduce, there's about 65 to 70% cost of energy that can be reduced, and therefore, as a result, looking into the recycling, reduce, reuse, recycle, repurpose, remanufacture. These 5 R's of the circular economy would ensure that you not only are improving the environment you need to look at and leave this planet for a future generation in a much better shape than we are experiencing today. In addition, it also reduces the cost of production and the service, and therefore makes you competitive globally. And that's why in the process of doing so, technology makes it big support. The emergence of artificial intelligence, blockchain, and big data analytics in reshaping industries, enabling more informed decision making and sustainable business strategies. Now, technology primarily is enabler, and it's the manner in which we use the technology makes a difference. It serves as a catalyst in addressing sustainability challenges. Smart grids, green infrastructure, and sustainable manufacturing are revolutionizing how we approach environmental conservation. Digital transformation, cloud computing, Internet of Things are optimizing business operations and minimizing resource wastage. The convergence of technology and sustainability is creating new opportunities for business to thrive while addressing global concerns. The trend for sustainable technological trends are towards renewable energy solutions, solar, wind. India is doing very great in their dimensions. Green manufacturing and supply chain optimization, digital transformation for sustainability using AI, IoT, and blockchain, and smart cities and sustainable urban planning. The challenges in implementing this are enormous. There are high initial investment costs, regulatory and policy constraints which have to be met. Consumer awareness and demand for awareness on sustainability is increasing, and therefore we need to conform to their expectations, and of course the resistance to change from within. And therefore, for The strategies for integrating sustainability into business practices call for leadership commitment and the vision, sustainable product design and innovation, partnerships with all stakeholders and communities, and measuring and reporting sustainability performance. I am sure that the conference, the 2 days of the deliberation it will have, with a galaxy of speakers who will be speaking after me, as well as in the afternoon as well as tomorrow, a tremendous insights would be obtained in this conference, and therefore I hope that by the end of the 2 days, you'll be enriched with the knowledge and identify yourself with the policies and strategies and priorities that you need to evolve to make this planet worth living. My very best wishes and thanks, MSI, for giving me this opportunity to be present in this inaugural conference. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. We appreciate your time and contributions to this conference. It is my great honor and privilege to introduce our next distinguished guest today, Dr. Anil K. Sarawat, sir. He is the former CEO of Babak Limited, Bangkok, Thailand. Prior to that, he served as Managing Director at Eternal Resource Group, Company Limited, Thailand, and as the Vice President and Head of Strategy and Business Development, Energy Sector, Asian at Siemens Limited, Thailand. With an illustrious career spanning over 38 years in energy and water sectors, Sir has led key leadership roles in both government enterprises and multinational companies across multiple countries and continents. His expertise lies in strategy, international business development, sales, marketing, project management, business excellence, and general management. He is also deeply passionate about organizational development and academics. Sir's academic journey is equally remarkable. He completed his MBA in International Business from Asian Institute of Technology, Thailand, as a recipient of French government's full scholarship. He holds a BTech and MTech in Electric Engineering from prestigious Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, where he was awarded with merit scholarships and fellowships throughout his studies. Throughout his career, Mr. Sarawat has been honored with numerous awards, including the Distinguished Alumni Award by ITA, the International Leadership Innovation Excellence Award by Institute of Economic Studies. He has held influential positions such as Member of Academic and Governing Councils at J.C. Bose University of Science and Technology, India, Academic Advisory Council Member at Asia Pacific Institute of Management, New Delhi, Vice Chairman and Director at Indo-Thai Business Association, Thailand, President of IIT Alumni Association, Thailand. Currently, he is working as Vice President of IIT Roorkee Alumni Association, India. He is also a dedicated academician, currently serving as an adjunct professor at Department of Management Studies, IIT Roorkee, J.C. Bose University of Science and Technology, and Sri Vishwakarma Skill University, Haryana. He has previously taught in School of Management, AIT, Thailand, and has published numerous research papers in international journals. His extensive international experience includes official assignments in over 38 countries, making him truly a global leader and visionary. All please join me in giving a warm welcome to the eminent scholar, industry leader, and inspirational mentor, A.K. Sarawat sir. Sir, please.
Okay. Honorable Vice President, Madam Isha Jaffar, and the conference chief guest and the chair, Professor Premrat, conference chair, Dr. Harish Kumar, and Dr. Savita Chaudhary, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students, good morning to all. As the theme of the conference is sustainable business management, and for doing the sustainable business management, you need to transform your business. Okay, so I'll be talking today on the theme of business transformation and sustainability. Okay, Okay, so why at all we take the business transformation, what are the requirement for this, and what are the success and failures of business transformation, sustainable inclusive growth, and the role of business in that, and the resilience for the sustainable and inclusive growth. So business transformation involves the transformation of business model to achieve better efficiency and boost performance in order to increase return to the stakeholders through increase in revenue, profit, and better customer satisfaction. The companies operate in a certain socio-economic and ecosystem which entails them the opportunities and challenges. In this era of digital disruption and awareness on the environmental, social, and governance issues, it is incumbent on the business to transform enabling them to compete more effectively. The ecosystem-based strategies are getting more popular with companies committed to ESG criteria and more successful in tapping new opportunities. Companies undertake transformation to achieve certain objectives such as the internal and external challenges, industrial discontinuities, or macroeconomic issues, including supply chain disruptions. Many organizations adopt transformation programs to achieve broader strategic objectives such as prioritizing diversity, equity, making merger and acquisitions and portfolio adjustments, and creating value through ESG for a greater impact. Business transformation is a very complex process and needs the full commitment from the top management. While top management involvement is essential, that typically 25% of the workforce or more is needed for successful transformation. The responsibility of making routine decisions left to the line managers and transformation managers. A wider research found that at least 7% of the companies employees of the companies owning part of the transformation are twice as likely to deliver better return to the shareholders. How does the transformation work to achieve its stated goal is really important. The top management through transformation teams turns the idea into detailed plans and tackle the time-bound indicators to measure outcomes. Moreover, the transformer team also helps to ensure that the change made during the transformation remain for longer term and don't revert to the old ways. How does really the transformation became successful? As per the recent research undertaken for various companies, identified some of the areas or the actions which can make it more successful, and these are the using facts and data objectively to find out challenges and opportunities for improvement. Effectively communicate a compelling reason for undertaking transformation and follow the 3R, which means the right person at the right time at the right place. And this is creating a clear view of where the value is generated and who has the capability to deliver in the organization. Integrating transformation discipline into business structure, processes, and systems is the key to create more value. The companies which make financial incentives directly tied to the transformation will almost achieve 5 times the shareholder returns compared with the companies without same programs. Together with this well-crafted non-financial incentive-based program further increase the energy and value creation will be transformed. In any typical organization, various functions perform various tasks which also involve cross-functional initiatives. The transformation to achieve full potential combines functional expertise with the cross-functional issues. Transforming the entire value chain would lead to better growth and customer satisfaction. The real value of the business comes once it solves the customer problems and gives them more efficient economical solutions in the future. Some critical findings for the successful transformations are enterprise transformation produce more value than the function-wise or business required. Around 40% of value is generated from the growth initiative and 50% of the transformation value come from the small initiatives, which are typically less than 0.5% of the total value. Faster and at the speed and addition are key for successful transformation. Normally, if typically implemented business transformation corresponds 28% of the full value in 3 months, 57% in 6 months, and almost 74% in a year. They need to readjust, restock the number of initiatives by 70% after 1 year. Organization culture and health also impact the success of transformation. Those companies with strong shared values such as leadership, accountability, innovation and learning and health outperforms other companies. Organizations which make successful transformation were found to keep bold and stretch targets. And generally the improvement targets are at least 75% higher than the trailing earnings and they achieve higher total shareholder returns. Some of the reasons for failure of the business transformations are that management does not clearly establish the ownership and accountability, that it may lead to misallocation of resources. The resources need to be allocated accordingly with continuous monitoring. And there is hardly any business transformation which you can do 100% in one go. So you need to recalibrate, readjust your initiative. There is no single group or action that defines the success of transformation program. As I said earlier also that as per the research of several transformation, various companies, they need to address the issue by almost 70% after the first year of business transformation. Now, what is important for the business transformation? How you achieve the sustainable business growth, and that's important. The world is facing basically daunting social and environmental challenges and needs sustainable and inclusive growth to meet the challenges. The economic growth which provides the financial resources needed to arrest climate change, promote natural capital and acquire diversity, empower the people and promote equitable opportunities. Demographic shift taking place and huge wealth is shifting to new generation that sees sustainability as driver for value creation. Business drives more than 70% of the global GDP and will play a key role in achieving this sustainable transformation and inclusive growth. In some ways, what has become more inclusive over past few decades, but billions of people are still in poor conditions. in various countries, they can do far better on life expectancy, child mortality, and gender equality in labor participation. This decade will determine whether we go for sustainable and inclusive growth or dangerous environmental warming and leave the large segment of the society behind. You can see from the speaker where we are and what we expect during this decade by 2030 and 2050, where we need likely to go for the zero carbon neutral society. Two major, how do really we find these, whether we are going on this path, we are successful or not. Two measures can be used to quantify what is needed to achieve the sustainable and inclusive growth. The empowerment gap, the spending capacity of all households in a particular country to meet the basic needs, have discretionary income and able to meet emergency needs, which typically take them more to the middle class and the sustainability gap. The amount of additional investment needed in low emission technologies that a particular country needs to make move to the path of net zero emission by 2050. So this you can see typically empowerment, growth in the baseline, and then the business-led innovation and the direct involvement of the government and the society. The size and gap vary from country to country, but the sizes are very high all over the world. Growth, business-led innovation, and government support are essential to fill these gaps. And achieve sustainable and inclusive growth. The baseline growth would fill more than half of the empowerment gap in only two countries, China and India. Business-led innovation will be crucial to achieve this new imperative of growth. They have the reach and innovative capability required to shape and transform the economic growth. When you have the companies at the same size of the GDP of some country, you will be surprised the market capitalization of Apple has gone more than $3 trillion, which is the GDP of next 20 countries. Now let's talk about the resilience of the sustainable and useful. World is facing interplay of complex disruptions with desperate origins and long-term consequences. The institutions are not fully prepared to face these new complex situations and often react separately for each disruption. As per World Bank research, the impact of resilience on global GDP ranges from 1 to 5%. The resilience is broadly used in covering many aspects of organization health and operations. The strategies across sectors needs to be coordinated to ensure that disruption do not reduce growth. Broadly, we can classify resilience for sustainable and inclusive growth in economic resilience, business resilience, and societal resilience. So, business, they are necessarily engaged in all of the three which led to the resilience for sustainable and inclusive growth. Business resilience play a very significant role as business sector drives 70% of the global GDP and 85% of the technology investment and labor productivity growth. Research on performance of around 1,500 companies during the financial crisis of 2008 found that the resilient companies generate 20% more return to the stakeholders and they come out of the crisis ahead of the non-resilient companies. A coordinated approach among public and private sector is needed towards resilience for sustainable and inclusive growth as they are interlinked. Economies and societies are facing several crises simultaneously. The isolated approach is no longer sufficient and broader agenda needs to be adopted. The focus on specific challenges and their interconnectivity. The current crisis and disruptions can be broadly classified in 7 resilience themes: climate, food and energy, people, education and organization resilience, health care, sustainable economic development, trade and supply chain, digital resilience, trust and inclusion, finance and risk capacity. So building resilience across networks of 7 themes by companies, economies, societies will drive sustainable and inclusive growth. And there is a strong wind all over the world in favor of these initiatives. And my country, India, will be on the forefront of the leading nations in the world. you will be surprised that today India is contributing 23% of their energy need from renewable energies. Out of that, solar is taking the lead. Still, we have 73% from non-renewable energy sources. So with this, I thank the organizers and the SMEs for inviting me to deliver this key talk, and I wish all success to the conference. Thank you for your attention. If anybody have any question, can discuss between the break. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anil Sarawat, for sharing your valuable experience with us. We appreciate your time and contribution to this conference. It is my absolute privilege to introduce an esteemed civil servant, a dedicated policy maker, and a leader in economic affairs, Mr. Rajesh Panwar. With a distinguished career spanning nearly 2 decades, Mr. Panwar has served in various critical roles within the Government of India, contributing significantly to economic policy, financial markets, and industrial promotion. Currently, he serves as Director in the Department of Economic Affairs, where his expertise in financial markets plays a pivotal role in shaping India's economic landscape. Prior to this, he held key positions as Joint Director and Deputy Director in the Ministry of Finance, where he was instrumental in formulating policies that drive financial stability and economic growth. His contributions extend to the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, where he played a crucial role in fostering industrial development, and to Delhi Police, where he served as a sub-inspector, showcasing his dedication to public service in diverse capacities. Academically, Mr. Panwar holds a master's degree in economics from Delhi School of Economics and a bachelor's degree in commerce from Dayal Singh College, University of Delhi. A strong foundation that has fueled his expertise in economic policy making. Throughout his career, Mr. Panwar has exemplified leadership, analytical rigor, and an unwavering commitment to public service. His work continues to shape India's financial and industrial policies, making a lasting impact on the nation's economic future. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Rajesh Panwar.
Good morning, all. So, first of all, thanks to the organizer to invite me here, and it's always a privilege to connect with the young minds. So, I just want to understand the audience first. How many of you are from MBA? Please raise your hand. Very few. Upstairs, first floor, balcony. Okay. LLB? Which course from you are? BBA. Okay. BBA. So how many of you are aspired to join government? No interest. So you might change your decision after maybe my lecture. So the thing is, let me start with this. So when I got a call to give a lecture on the topic, so I thought, okay, what government has to do on this topic? Nothing. And I have given a deep thought on it, then I realized that we have done many things to build our ecosystem on which the foundation of business are capped, right? Which might not be visible to the public, but it's true. So we will see as I will go through the lecture, and let's see how it moves depending on your interest. And let me assure you, I have 3 or 4 slides only, so not going to take much time. It's all about your interest. So basically, I divided my entire presentation into 3 parts. So I will build a set of background first, then how government functions, broadly giving an overview how government functions. Then I have a special case study, which I am having a first-hand experience. So you will get how government, is doing something for sustainability and innovation. So over the time you are about to get to see in the lecture, right? So, what do you understand by the government? So, broadly, government works on the behalf of the general public. So there are different kinds of model. Democracy is there, and dictatorship and China model. And all the models are there. So when we talk about inclusive development, so democracy is at the best, right? So unlike China model and other dictatorship, South Korea, North Korea is like. So when we talk about the democracy, it is having a democracy. If we, as a bureaucrat in the civil services, whenever we work for any policy, our prime objective on 3 broad tasks. So we make sure that inclusivity is there, and accessibility, and third is about nobody is left out in the systems, right? So everybody needs to have equity. Based on this, we prepare a policy and we make sure everybody in the country is covered, right? So if you see any of the scheme of the government of India, like Narega and direct tax, indirect taxes, and any of the social sector scheme meant for the farmers or anything else. So the coverage will be done for everyone in the economy, and nobody is left, from the policy benefit. So let me start with the broad idea how business growth and sustainability. What is the role of the government? Right? So how government starts, how it begins. So I just want to give you the broad idea on which I am working, so that you can connect with me on all the policy parameters. So government intervenes through the maybe policy, or maybe through some intervention by any medium, right? So like right now I'm working on the vision document of financial sector, right? Which is, we are building on the next 10 years. So how finance, how insurance, how banking is going to work, what ecosystem we are about to provide, what are our projections, what is the growth. So I'm working on this vision document. In turn, when this vision document is prepared, which of course that is going to be the foundation how our entire financial sector is supposed to grow in the next 10 years. That's our expectations, right? So when vision document is prepared, so insurance will go to the Department of Financial Services, concerned ministries and department for the implementation. So they will come out with some policy, and they chalk out all the plans based on the vision of the financial sector, right? So this is the broad idea. So I splitted. So I splitted the entire policy framework into 3 parameters. So it's economic, infra, and regulatory oversight. So I will try to speak about my experience on each and every aspect, right? So that you might have chance to listen first-hand experience. So what is the economic incentive? What do you mean by the economic incentive? So economic incentive is something I will intervene into the market which will influence your decision, right? So what kind of decision? Let me give you one recent example which you can connect. So in the recent budget, the finance minister announced, okay, we are introducing a new tax regime. So 95% of the population is covered under the new tax regime, right? So, so the relevance of ATC is going to be nowhere. So we used to save our money through PPF to save some taxes. So the relevance of ATC is finished almost, right? In the maybe next year, 100% population will be covered under the new tax regime. So this is the idea how your decision in your personal life as well as in business life, you are going to take decision. So this is the economic incentive I am talking about. My discussion is going to be more centric to business aspect because this is the main topic of the conference here. So when we talk about economic incentives, so first is fiscal incentive. What is fiscal incentive? So there is one fiscal incentive, one monetary incentives. So fiscal incentive is whatever government is doing, that is called fiscal incentive broadly. And monetary incentive is about the RBI is taking any call, reducing the rate of interest or increase. So let me focus on the fiscal incentives only. So when COVID happened, government has seen business no more is going to work, sustainability is not going to be there, and what can we do? So government started a tax holiday for the corporates. So that's how they, government can intervene. So that was a positive for the business. They got a positive signal. Government is thinking on this, and that positive signaling done in the market. So that was a very positive thing from the government. GST exemptions, उस time पे किया गया था बहुत. If you have any clue about it, and one intervention was more made. So recently, new tax slab has been introduced. So it is being said that 1 lakh crore money will flow into the market, right? So what do you do with your income? You either save it, you pay tax, or you invest. You do 3 things out of your savings, right? So when 1 lakh crore will come to the market, so the demand will rise and the business will increase, of course. So everybody is waiting for it. The corporate result of the third quarter of the business enterprises are not very, good. So muted response was there. Higher interest is there. So industry is expecting some government incentive to get money into the market, right? So that is one positive signal government is doing. That is one more example of the economic intervention. So what is direct financial incentives? So direct financial incentives say, what I mean is, whenever government directly provides some money to the enterprises. So this is kind of incentive given to corporates. You produce, I will give you the incentive, don't worry about it, right? That is one of the incentive given by the government. So if I talk about the corporate sector, so you might have heard about the export incentive, right? Whoever going to export anything, it is going to get a duty drawback of around 10%, right? So lots of people go for the export things in the market. So 10% flat government pays whatever the valuation of the export amount is. So that is the example of direct financial, and there is also production link incentive. So whatever we produce, so we identify the different parameters. If you are going to produce this much, so we have the incentive of giving around 8 to 13% return on the production amount you are doing. So auto industry is producing lots of things, mobile industry, and so everything is linked with the PLI right now. So that is the direct incentive given by the government to the corporates. Then what is market-based incentive? That is very interesting from the perspective of sustainability. So, so we can have some green bond thing. So when you go to the market, you get some incentive from the government. Like we try to introduce some municipality bond. So the municipality which is going to issue a green bond, government is going to give a 10% flat return to the municipality, right? That is one example. Carbon tradability. So these are some of the measures in which market-based incentive is given. Then employment and skill-based incentives. So what do you understand by this? So recently in the interim budget, Finance Minister has announced about providing an internship policy. There is one inclusive policy. We prepared to provide internship to the young kids like you only, right? That policy is entirely for you. So it's been around 6 months of launching the policy. We got a response from the industry that the interns which are coming to the market are not industry norms friendly. So the skill is not matching as per the requirement of the industry and institution. Some gap is there. So all the guests are sitting here. My request is to invite industry to impart some education to the kids. So that to understand what kind of skills are going into the market, what kind of demand in the market for the youngster, so that when they come out of the market, so they are immediately going to get the job. So this is the employee. So we also have one institution, National Skill Development Corporation, which provides some skills to the youngster. During the COVID, fiscal deficit reached to around 7%. So it's 4.4% target. So infrastructure development. What do you understand? वही conventional thing, road बनाना है, पुल बनाना है. So the meaning of infrastructure has been changed. The meaning of infrastructure has been changed. So let me divide everything in two parts. Infra in physical terms and infra in digital terms. When we talk about the infrastructure in physical terms, I'm more concerned about the roads, housing sector and everything. So let me tell you, in the last 3 years, we doubled the amount of capex, capital expenditure for creating the infrastructure. So it was around 1.5% of the GDP. Right now it's 3.2% of the GDP. So it's around 15 lakh crore. Government is spending on the capex, which is having a effect visible into the market. So that is on the physical infrastructure. But the time is no more of the physical. Physical is important, but the time is going on about the digital infrastructure. The real impact is visible into the market. So when we talk about digital infrastructure, what is the role of the government? Any idea? NPCIL, yes. Any?
So, but there is one paradox to it. If the capital expenditure is happening in the physical infrastructure, it is creating a lot of money which is rolling into the economy and coming into the hands of the people and ultimately raising certain amount of per capita. But on the other hand, when we talk about digital, it is only in metros and the big countries. When we go down the lines, not go far off, even to the nearby areas like in Haryana, Rajasthan, Bihar, UP, people in banks do not know how to fill the voucher. There, the digital gap and digital divide is so much that digital thing is still limited to big cities and metro. They do not have that infrastructure with them.
Okay. I will reply to it. Please, thank you. So you are okay with the physical infrastructure, right? It's okay. So it's good for the economy. But when we talk about digital infrastructure, so what is the new coding language of any idea? So when we talk about software engineer, so they say Python, R, and when I did my master, Stata was famous at that time. Stata or one more software was there. So the new coding language is your mother tongue, right? So if you know your mother tongue very effectively, that's a new coding language. You prompt the ChatGPT or OpenAI, and you will get everything, right? That is one thing. So I will come to this, how we are working on it. Second thing, she talked about the tier 2, tier 3 cities. So let me give an example. So, you know about the MobiKwik? Any idea? MobiKwik, like Paytm? So, around 2 months back, the MD CEO of the MobiKwik came to me. So, they just have to come out with the IPO. Right? So, she used to be earlier in the PayPal, which is USA company. So I asked about, hey, yeah, I never heard about your MobiKwik thing in Delhi. How can you raise the money? Because I don't have a trust on you, right? So there might be some issue. She told me, sir, we are bigger than or equal to Paytm and we are doing quite well. But our business model is entirely different. I said, why? She said, okay, our main operation are tier 2, tier 3 cities. So they started with Ludhiana or maybe some exterior cities. So they are really doing well, and everybody on the radio Patriwala is doing transaction on MobiKwik. Right? She talked about the democratization of the technology, right? So that is the right word. So let me tell you about the democratization. आज की डेट में अगर if we are using artificial intelligence, so if you are not understanding any concept, you just click a photograph and you just write what is this. Please explain me the meaning of this with the example, simple example. So everything will come out of it. So my village is in Rajasthan. Village guys have started using OpenAI. So the issue comes later on about the data privacy and everything, which I was in Mumbai, I was discussing the issues about the ChatGPT. So there are lots of issues, but so okay, let me tell you. When COVID happened and our honorable Prime Minister talked about the Paytm and the phone pay and everything, everybody said that DPI is not going to work because एक रेडी वाले को मोबाइल फोन नहीं चलाना है. He can't afford mobile phone or payment. But it has become a more convenient way because when you go to ready wala for payment, he will say कि sir Paytm से transfer कर दो because ना आपके पास change है ना उसके पास change है. So it's all about the uses of the thing. So digital infrastructure is about to start. Government started working on its open AI itself in India. So it's the matter of 8 or 9 months. We started producing chips in Northeast area as well as in Gujarat. So Nvidia, which used to have a control of supply in the whole world, we can see supply is going from India to other places of the world, right? So it's a matter of time. Every day we are seeing lots of development is happening. We have seeing quantum computing is coming, long thinking is there, agentic AI. So work has started already. So what are the challenges? Cyber security, of course, everybody understands it. Digital divide, as she pointed, digital divide is going to be there. Of course, right now it's there. But maybe after 2-3 years, when we started using it, I don't think. I was having a discussion, and everybody is talking about it, it's in newspaper, magazine, everywhere. So they are saying that AI is about to eat the jobs of everyone, isn't it? So it's been said. So I was in Mumbai. There was some conference. So consensus was held. So people who is having understanding of AI is going to have edge over the people who don't have the understanding of AI. Right? So AI is what? How it works? You need to understand. How does it work? It's not a human being, right? It's entirely a mathematical model. Artificial neurons are there, probability पे होता है, weights assign करते हैं. It's only this. If I give a command of 500, some assignment, it come out with the 500 pages. Who is going to check it? Of course, human is going to check it. So yesterday I was having a meeting with one of the credit rating agency. He oh, okay. So of course, one need to understand and learn these new skills which is coming to the and for the BBA, MBA students, it's very important to learn all these skills. Not only prompt, how it functions. Only then you are going to have understanding. Any interest in regulatory oversight? How we prepare regulation and how we enforce this SEBI, RBI, many regulators, IDBI, pension regulator and everything. So basically regulatory oversight says you make some law, enforce because of the it shouldn't happen. Some insurance company I will loot ke. So there should be some regulation. Balance need to be maintained between the innovation and law enforcement, right? When you have excess law, you can't have the innovation. So there are many financial products which are coming to the market like alternative investment fund, securitization, public equity. These are all the innovation. Of course, prevalent in the world, but something new to the market because global financial crisis experience we are having, right? So we need to maintain some balance. Some issues are there. So RBI has some other view, SEBI is having some other view. So something like this. So we are running short of time. So do you interested in giving one more, the project which I worked on? So I will take 5 minutes. So this is a case study I prepared. I will take 5 minutes, not more. I personally worked on it. So do you understand mutual fund? Might be understanding, right? Because आप लोगों को मार्केट में जाके पैसा लेना ही पड़ेगा. BBA, MBA, ये when you go do finance, so you have to save this thing, right? So what you do is when you do SIP and invest some money into some mutual fund scheme. So from mutual fund, this money flows to the market. So maybe some bond, they will invest into the stocks, equities, different kind of financial products. So during COVID, what happened? During COVID, some people have lost their job. Some people are not getting the salary. So they started having a negative savings. They need to have some money for sustainability, right? So mutual fund industry has the ultimate redemption pressure. You might have heard about Franklin Templeton crisis held in 2020 maybe. So redemption pressure was there. So there was newspaper that mutual fund FT is not able to organize the payment or redemption pressure. That was the issue in the market. What can be done in this situation? So let me give you a sense. There was redemption pressure of around 1,50,000 crore in the entire India. 1,50,000 crore is too much. And what was the reason behind it? Some might need some money, some might not. But there was bank run kind of situation. आज की डेट में आपको पता चलता है कोई बैंक खत्म होने वाला एक न्यूज़ आती है. Everyone will run to the ATMs to withdraw your money and to the banks, right? That situation has arisen at that time into the market. What happened? Mutual fund industry approached to the Ministry of Finance. Sir, we are about to collapse, right? For example, मैंने पैसा जमा करा है and mutual fund industry is having lakhs and crores of rupees. It invests into the corporate bond. So during COVID, nobody trusts each other. There was completely financial shock, liquidity shock in the system. So nobody is able to withdraw their money from the market. So there was ultimate pressure. We opened a special window at that time of 50,000 crore. RBI has announced it. I am opening a special window. No need to worry. But I am ready with it, right? Redemption pressure immediately eased down. Positive signaling happened into the market and it has gone down. So my point is, liquidity issue was there, unsustainable business operation was there. Business can't able to do anything on this because they have to wind up their shop. नेगेटिव मार्केट सिग्नल, किसी को पैसा चाहिए नहीं बट उसको ये पता चला कि बंद होने वाला है तो मुझे पैसा विड्रॉ करना पड़ेगा, isn't it? So everybody has started rushing to the mutual fund. It's a systematic risk to the economy. Global financial crisis वाला situation था. So what is the solution into this? Government don't have this much of money, 1,50,000 crore. नहीं है. Frankly speaking, we don't have the money. We have limited amount of money. We have to maintain fiscal deficit. Otherwise, our credit rating will go down globally. फिर जनता will say कि government is doing nothing. So this at this time, what I was telling is at such time, the intervention is required from the government. So it is expected government is going to intervene, inculcate confidence to the public. So I worked on one model on this. Just I am going to show you in the next slide. So, Finance Minister made a budget speech on this. So in future we are not going to face such situation. So Finance Minister made this budget announcement. So you must have heard about the Silicon Valley Bank. Same thing happened in India also. Silicon Valley तो बाद में हुआ, but हमारा ये पहले हुआ था. So we did our arrangement, and this is going to be first facility globally. अभी तक world में किसी ने ये launch नहीं किया. India is the first country. We go to international conference. We say proudly that we launch something like this, and कहीं देखने को नहीं मिलेगा. And you know, USA and China is following our steps. So they said that we will create some institution which is going to be there for backstop facility. अब कैसे? How to create a backstop facility? Government don't have the money, right? RBI also says that this is not my responsibility. This is the financial product of SEBI. SEBI देखे अपना. SEBI also don't have the money. It has very limited revenue. So it's a matter of maybe 1 lakh crore, 1,50,000 crore. So how to manage it? So this was a challenge. Since this is a private entity, म्यूचुअल फंड्स इज द प्राइवेट एंटिटी, राइट? मैं बोलूंगा कि आप मुझे पैसा दो, मैं आपको पक्का दूंगा, सोवरेन गारंटी इज देयर, पीपीएफ में डालो, सुकन्या में डालो, कोई इशू ही नहीं है कोलैप्स होने का. बट ग्रीड इज देयर. आप बोलोगे मैं तो शेयर मार्केट में डालूंगा, मुझे 12-13% रिटर्न मिलेगा, इजंट इट? तो डू गवर्नमेंट हैज सम रिस्पांसिबिलिटी? नो, नहीं. वी डोंट हैव एनी लॉ, वी डोंट हैव एनी रूल व्हिच सेज कि गवर्नमेंट विल सपोर्ट टू प्राइवेट एंटिटी. नहीं है. Incentive on which everything works, financial market runs. So you are about to learn finance in this way only, right? So, but government is there to take care of it. So we have to prepare some system without have any money, without having any support from international institutions. Okay. So let's have discussion in maybe some other session. So because your other guests are waiting. So this is it. So the gist is we have launched some system. You can access it. It's called a backstop facility for mutual fund industry, right? I might have another session whenever time permits, or I may be invited for this, right? Thank you.
Just 2 minutes intervention. I'm Nathan Sharma, former president of India, Ministry of Agriculture.
Ministry of Finance.
Ministry of MSME.
MSME, yes.
You have talked about the internship in your presentation.
Yes.
The students sitting over here, they are doing 3 year course, 4 year course, LLB, MBA, DBA, CT, etc. there is a provision during the summer vacation, they have to go for 4 week, 6 week internship in some business or industry. Each student, I know what difficulty I faced when I did my engineering and my started down. Can you throw light, because government has talked and they have kept the funds during this budget and the last one internship. Internship in the.
So, let me talk.
So, just listen. Internship is a lot of budget. So, how these students can get benefit after passing out their degree or within the summer vacation? What are the incentives available to the employer as well as to the student stipend? Can you show, because that is a item which gives the interest to students.
Correct. So, let me tell you in this way, with all the regards to the academician sitting here. So, I have 2-3 suggestions to make here. So, of course, we also open for internship in Ministry of Finance. The thing is, you should be open to come to join the government first, right? Some might have the preference to join the corporate sector or maybe some other places. So, first of all, an institution need to fill the gap between the industry requirement and education they are providing. So, my suggestion would be you can invite participants from the market, like happening in the Western countries, right? They are visiting for officers, so they are working in the corporates and so there is a connect in the field to theoretical framework we built to the system, because changing the syllabus is a tedious task. But connecting with the market is very important. That's my point. Second thing is, so this is the problem we faced when we launched the internship program by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So skill gap was there. So so we have internship program in Delhi as well as in Mumbai. So under me there are many institutions like SEBI, entire financial market I am looking after. Mutual fund of course. So they also open for internship program. But I will let me tell you one thing. It might be case that you are not going to get anything from the institution, but you need to enrich your skills by yourself. So open source is available. Whatever sector you want to move, you enrich your skills. You understand how open AI works, because this is the new breakthrough is happening in the humanity. How you are going to upgrade, it's on you. So it depends on the motivation you are having. You need to connect with the industry people through maybe social media also. Right? You need to ask, you need to take appointments, some guidance, you need to have mentors who are sitting into the market. You want to grow really. So sir, the incentive should be on their part to have how much they want to join, because this is not an automatic system, right? They train आएगी metro में उसमें बैठ के चल देंगे. So they need to take some initiative. They have to come forward, connect with the people, person sitting into the industry. They have to show their caliber if they want to join the market. मैंने आते ही बोला था, whether you want to join government or corporate, yes, nobody is interested in government because no pay job, but decent pay. Because they are looking big thing, but the market is very big. It's a jungle, right? It all depends on your capability and skills. I hope I replied. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable address. Two of our esteemed guests, Dr. Dabas and Professor Kuhar, could not join us today due to some urgent piece of work, and hence there were some minor changes in the schedule which we could not communicate. We apologize for the same. Moving forward, we are honored to have with us Professor Dr. K.K. Devan Ma'am, a remarkable scholar whose outstanding career reflects her unwavering commitment to knowledge and academic excellence. Professor Devan holds an impressive academic background with a master's degree from Delhi University, a PhD from IIT Delhi, and a DSc from Agra. Her commitment to education and research has led her to occupy several prestigious positions throughout her career. Currently, she is a member of advisory board at GNIOT Group of Institutions Greater Noida and serves as an adjunct professor at Mother Institute of Technology and Science, University of Technology, Madhya Pradesh. Her leadership journey is truly remarkable. She had served as Vice Chancellor of Noida International University and also as Acting Vice Chancellor of Jamia Millia Islamia, a renowned central university. Ma'am has led several key positions at Jamia Millia Islamia, including, to quote few, Dean of Faculty of Natural Sciences, Head of Department of Mathematics, Head of Department of Computer Science, and as a Professor of Mathematics for over 2 decades, contributing to the growth of future scientists and researchers. Her dedication to academics is evident through her vast teaching experience, where she has mentored and supervised numerous research scholars and taught at various levels, including MSc Maths, MSc Tech, and BA BSc classes. Ma'am's influence extends beyond teaching, and she has served as a member of Anjuman and Executive Council at Jamia Millia Islamia. She was also International Students Advisor and played a crucial role as Deputy Coordinator of UGC SAP at Department of Mathematics. Her contributions to education and research have been truly exceptional, inspiring generations of students and academicians. We are indeed fortunate to have such a distinguished personality with us today. All please join me in giving a huge round of applause as we welcome the renowned academician, visionary leader, and inspiring educator, Professor Dr. K.K. Devara. Ma'am, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. I know all of you must be tired because after all you're sitting here right from 10:30 onwards. A lot has been said. Well, before saying anything, I have been coming to this institution of yours for quite many times. Honorable Shri Bhagwan Singh is not here. Then Professor Harish Singh, who is the director of this institute, Dr. Isha, who is the vice president of the society, dignitaries on the dais, there are so many that if I start taking names and off the dais, I'll take around 5-7 minutes, which I don't want to take. First of all, let me thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to speak here on sustainable business management, innovation and technology. When I saw this topic, as Professor Pringle also said, it is a vast topic. What to speak and what not to speak. If you start speaking, there is no end. We have seen the previous speaker who spoke for 45 minutes, but still he wanted to speak. So, in all this topic is such, I am basically a mathematician. If I see, in all these things, in the background is mathematics. You know, we talk about science, technology, engineering, mathematics. We can't do anything without mathematics. Even otherwise, science is the structure. Technology is the use of that structure. And mathematics is the language of the structure. Can you do anything without it? People say when computers, calculators came, stop teaching arithmetic. They say no, we can't do that. You know, the brain sharpens if you are doing it. And everybody was worried. Like when computers came, they said, you are taking the jobs of so many persons. But instead of taking the job, so many jobs were created. So it goes on when you move from one step to the second step. So again, I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts on the subject. As we gather here today, we are reminded of the critical need for sustainable business practices. The world is facing unprecedented challenges from climate change to social inequality. Climate change, you can see right now in the month of February, it is becoming hot. I have not seen a month of February where people were not wearing woolens, but this year it is hot. And that is also an effect of technology. It is important that businesses adopt environment-friendly and socially responsible practices to ensure a better future for all. India, with its rich cultural heritage and diverse ecosystem, has a unique opportunity to lead the way in sustainable business management. Our country has made significant strides in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and eco-friendly infrastructure. Let me share a few inspiring examples of Indian companies which have successfully integrated sustainable practices, innovation, and technology. Well, the first which comes to my mind is Tata Group of Sustainable Initiatives, Infosys Green Initiatives, and startups like Zomato, Swiggy, and Ola. Besides this, the government initiatives such as Make in India, Digital India, Smart Cities mission have also promoted sustainable development, innovation, and technology adoption. But there is still much work to be done. We need to encourage more businesses to adopt sustainable practices, invest in clean technologies, and promote social responsibility. As we move forward, it is essential to remember that sustainable business management is not only a moral imperative, but also a sound business strategy. Companies which adopt sustainable practices are more likely to attract investors, retain customers, and drive long-term growth. We must work together to promote sustainable business management as it is no longer a choice, it is a business imperative. We have to do it. Artificial intelligence or AI also has a crucial role to play in achieving sustainable energy, enterprises, and product life cycles. AI can help optimize scarce financial resources, predict energy demand, and improve operational efficiency. By utilizing AI, we can create a more sustainable, equitable, and resilient future for all. I, well, I was thinking about what was said earlier and I wanted to talk about it, but for the moment I'm not talking about it, otherwise it will take a long time. No. America or USA is extensively using AI in military. I'm taking some examples. A drone can operate independently and has the capacity to make a clear decision on its own. They do it as drones can link their cameras to any of the Google's 100 million servers and obtain any data they need for a particular person in any geographical location of an enemy, one of the applications. And second, as he was talking about financial market, AI is playing a key role in financial markets. It will not only suggest investments, but also adjust portfolios as the market changes. It will play a key role in the exchange rates, buying and selling of stocks and shares. It also has applications in medical sciences and robotic surgery. I can't help sharing an incident of 1985 when I was in Montreal teaching there. One of my colleagues, he resigned from his permanent job. A young person, I asked him, what have you done? People come and request for a job here and you are resigning. Why? He said, ma'am, because reason is, in stocks and shares, I am working. And what I earn in one day, they don't give me the salary of 1 month. So, I mean, if you know it, how to proceed, how to do it, and you are careful, then you have ample charges, especially the students of BBA. Now, as far as financial thing is concerned, I have seen many of the law students also working on stocks and shares. They are very young, right from school onwards, they are doing it. Now, and another software which has come, it is from Argentina, and it is known as Promita, and this is helping the legal system. Now, in our country, approximately 5 crore cases are pending in the courts, and sometimes it takes more than 20 years to get justice or compensation for a small case of a road accident or by passing a traffic light also. Just imagine by using the software Promita made by Argentina, it can predict a judgment in 20 seconds with 96% accuracy by looking at 3 lakh past judgments. That is the software. In no time it is giving result. And this software is especially helpful for the cases of, you can say, tenancy, debts, or family cases, guardianship cases, because the cases, if you see, they are repeated. Now, the person who has made this software is from Argentina, and his name is Juan Bostua Corbelin. Our country has already approached him and requested him to make a software as per our country's need, so that we can apply that here, and so many cases which are pending can be resolved. Another, is talking about 95, 96. I used to go from my home to the university. Earlier it used to take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but slowly, the time started increasing. It took 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour. My mind started working. Something should be done. What is this? It can't go on like that. So, because of that, I took a project on transportation, and I took the help of one of the colleagues in the Department of Commerce. This I'm saying because interdisciplinary work helps, and when you're working in a team, you get ideas and you come out with new things. Whereas in our country, any researcher also will do it on its own. They don't even want to share what they are doing. So if you share, your research will be of a better quality and your mind will work more. So whatever we suggested, almost all of that was implemented except for 1 or 2 things. And one of my papers was on electric vehicles, and now it is coming. And this book, what I wrote or did, was 97, 98, so many years afterwards. Mahindra is building an electric car, we all know it, and they have a research cell by the name of MRV, Mahindra Research Vehicle, and they are making electric cars. You have heard of driverless cars. I was fortunate to have been driven in a driverless car last June when I had gone to Stanford University. The car which came was driverless car. Firstly, I was scared, what is happening? But then I thought, if it has to happen, it will happen. यही मानना है कि नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन मैं चाहते हैं इस कार में ड्राइवर नहीं है. Better. So they are making a car which is a driverless car, and they have software in it which can park your car, and if supposing it finds that the fuel is less or the gas is less, then it reminds you that only this much fuel is left and we can go only so many kilometers. And then it also tells you that the nearest gas station is here. If you say I go, and he goes. And if supposing you fall asleep, I don't know how many of you while driving fall asleep. It has happened with me several times. So it reminds you, or it slows down the car first and then reminds you that you are sleeping. So all these things, and if you are sad, it reads your face, and some sort of a joke or song start. That is what they are doing, and very soon you will have that car in your country. Then, another thing, we all know about the Russia and Ukraine war. All of us know that it has happened in 2020. Earlier we thought that it won't take more than a week or 10 days or 15 days, and Ukraine is going to surrender. But Ukraine didn't. Do you know what was the reason behind it? Russia, when it was about to attack Ukraine, what they did was they sent a Viper malware and they destroyed their ground communication system. That means no communication with the army, no communication with any civil person. They destroyed. They thought in 1 week's time they will surrender themselves and they'll come back. But Ukraine, their president was a deal. So he told the vice president to do something, Fedorov. Instead of contacting or taking help from US or the European nations, what he did was he sent SOS to Elon Musk on his Twitter account that help us. Communication system has gone. And the same evening, Elon Musk, who owns a company by the name of SpaceX, and the company owns hundreds of satellites called Starlink, the same evening he sent 500 satellites to Ukraine, and the communication system was revived. That is how the war is going on today. If only he had not sent, then they would have taken over Ukraine. So this is the power of technology. There was no anti-missiles which were sent to destroy. It was only a Viper malware which was sent to destroy their communication system. Now, what do we say? I find, we have two messages, important messages here. The first thing, the tech giant Elon Musk has much more power to support Ukraine than any other US or European country. कोई मुकाबला नहीं है उसके आगे, कोई नहीं टिक सकता. Then the second is any rogue group of hackers can use Viper malware to kill most advanced satellites without requiring any anti-satellite missile technology. What is happening these days? Digital arrest and asking for money. It happened with me in 2014 when people did not know all these things. So the only thing is you have to be more careful and greed should not be there. Because all this happens once the greed is there. So, we hear a lot about artificial intelligence. For many, it is a new technological frontier, but it is not really so. In fact, the story of AI, of building intelligent machines, started long ago in 1951 when Christopher Surajmal, a computer scientist at the University of Manchester, got bored of his intensive research activity, decided to use his spare time to design a computer program to play the game of checkers. When his basic computer system hung up, he borrowed currently Mark I computer from the institution and developed the game. Initially, it was just a game, but soon a race began to develop self-thinking machines through machine learning and deep learning processes, which resulted in the development of supercomputers. Era of intelligent machines is already here. They are replacing humans in many jobs and functions. We have already entered the era of metaverse. Metaverse is a universe which is controlled by machines. You can see everywhere our lives are totally controlled by machines. So this, you can say it is a metaverse era. But more importantly, where we are heading to is the era of meta-humans. They are humans with superpowers, scientific, technological, skill or mystical. They are humans only, but with a genetic variant called metagene. In a sense, I don't know, if you would not be born at that time, 30 years back or so, in the television, we used to have a program called as Spacecraft, if I remember correctly. And the characters were of the type Batman or another one which I'm not remembering right now, I come back. Spider-Man, Batman, they were the characters. And it was a scientific fiction. And we used to think that all these characters come from a different planet. But if you see now, in the era of meta-humans, what is happening? What was a part of fiction and comics until then? It has become a reality in the near future. It will become a reality in the future with advancement in fields like AI and human genetics. This is the canvas of the fast transforming world today. Our youth needs to understand to make India a Viksit Bharat or a developed India, the need of the hour is to master the technologies of the future, like the intersection of AI and gene editing technologies, quantum computing, blockchain, and carbon capture. While we take pride in ourselves over the ability to send satellites in orbit, countries like America and China are working in quantum technologies to replace satellite-based navigation for defense technologies, keeping in view the vulnerability of these satellites. This is for today and not for the distant future. While talking about technologies for the world, one cannot forget the innovations and inventions of the past that constantly upgraded human life to the next higher level. We have seen the era of industrial revolution which improved the living standards of human beings. From steam engine and printing press to electric powered machines to automations, but at every step of transformation, ethical interventions played an important role in ensuring the well-being of humans. If there was Martin Luther during the first industrial revolution, there was Karl Marx in the second industrial revolution, and Friedrich Engels in the third industrial revolution, infusing ethical and moral debates into the otherwise purely technological advancement. Sadly, we are entering the critical era of meta-humans, which is potentially trying to replace human race itself, but there are not many ethical or philosophical interventions in sight. The only intervention came from Vatican, that was in the Vatican, which is dedicated to promoting Roman Catholic ethical and moral theology. This intervention was done under the Pontifical Academy for Life. They had invited the senior executives of IBM and Microsoft and their own Italian government. And a paper was submitted. They wanted some ethical approach to AI. Right now, there is no ethical approach to AI. You can do any damn thing, no business taken. If as far as data is concerned, China is supposed to be a superpower in data. Anybody can take data. If you see so many phone calls come, they are getting the data from somewhere. So no act as such is there to stop it. Now, this was called by the Pope. And the core concern of the Vatican was articulated in a paper titled Rome Call for AI Ethics, Grant Mankind Its Centrality. This summed up the essence of all concerns raised by different stakeholders. Humans should be masters, not the machines. And the resolution which they had was, in fact, no call for talked about algorithm ethics. There was no ethics, there should be algorithm ethics. And the resolution, I quote, is the development of AI that serves every person and humanity as a whole, that respects the dignity of human person, so that every individual can benefit from the advances of technology, and that does not have as its sole goal of greater profit or gradual replacement of people in the workplace. After that, recently the UN has formed a committee which is headed by the an envoy of UN, Amandeep Singh Gill. And this committee consists of 193 countries which are trying to shape the law. In fact, Sam Altman during the last 2 months has visited several countries trying to know what they want to do. What they want is that The fruits and the benefits should be equally shared by all countries. India already has a digital personal data protection act. How far it is successful, I can't say. It also has an IP act and right to privacy judgment for data governance, which holds for AI governance also. We hope very soon we will have an act on governance or which helps which sees to it that there is no risk to humanity so that wherever artificial intelligence is being applied, it can be stopped or something can be done. Our education, if all this has to be done, then our education has to be upgraded to that level where our graduate students have new ideas and out-of-the-box thinking ability. In this era of frontier technologies, innovation is the key. India produces 1.5 million engineers every year, but we need not only engineers, we need engineers with the power of imagination and innovation, imagineers. Elon Musk again thinks that university degree is not needed. We did not stop teaching arithmetic when calculators come. We need to teach students We need to teach students what the machines cannot do. We have to teach three things. First is, even if the machines are there, the first is soft skills or interpersonal skills, which is missing in this generation. If you see the soft skill, in no time they get angry, in no time they talk back. So this soft skill or interpersonal skills are needed. The second is a machine is there, but how to use the machine? So if there is nobody to teach, how will you use it? Same is happening with computers. In fact, with calculators, people could not use the calculators properly, except for addition, multiplication, one more thing, they didn't do it. And the third is, and another thing, you have ChatGPT, you ask questions. If a question is asked by an online student, the answer would be very different from the same question being asked by say a doctor or a neurologist. It will be different. So how to ask, what to ask, that also matters. And third is the things which machines can do. That also you have to tell the students that you can do this, you can do this, and all those things. Presently, we are in generation beta. Every 15 years, the generation changes. You people who are sitting here, youngsters, if I'm not wrong, you belong to generation Z, that is who are born between 1995 and 2009. The present generation beta would be the generation who will be tech savvy. Technology and intelligence will be seamlessly integrated into your daily life. Adaptability will not be a skill, it is a survival act. If you can't adapt to anything, you will die. Then you will have self-driving cars, AI tutors, and what will you inherit? Just imagine, it will be the climate change, social media pressure, overpopulation, urban chaos, and AI-enabled parents. I hope the youth will walk into the era where technology flourishes at the intersection of ethics and morality. Well, in the morning itself, I saw in the newspaper about the Google glasses, which is coming now. And it is going to replace your smartphone and computer. You will not have to carry a smartphone in your hand or a computer in your bag, in your goggles only. You will have a hologram, everything will be there. So very soon it is coming and it will be in the market this year end. Though last year about 1 million were sold, but they were sold only to those people who were working on it or the close people. They were not sold in the open market. So that is this, and this is being done by CEO of Snap and the CEO of Facebook. Thank you for attention, and I wish all a productive and executive conference. My request to all of you in the conference, many things are being said. I know when it takes a lot of time, the mind also closes. So try to be, even if you learn one new thing in a conference, that is more than sufficient. One new thing. I'm not saying that you learn everything, just one is sufficient. Anyway, thank you so much for your patience.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable address. Moving ahead, it is an absolute honor to introduce an exceptional leader, global strategist, and visionary entrepreneur, Dr. Ish Anand. His remarkable career spans over 30 years across 5 continents, shaping industries, scaling businesses, and mentoring startups towards success. Dr. Anand has played a pivotal role in financial services, digital transformation, real estate, education, and venture capital. With his expertise in strategy leadership and global business transformation, he has led, invested in, and mentored numerous high-impact enterprises. Key leadership roles that he has performed are board member and global vice president, iCapital Ventures, founder and director, Velia Smart Learning Systems, CEO and country manager, India and UAE, Global Wealth Group, and many, many more. He has acquired certifications from University of Pennsylvania, Cornell University, University of Galway, Ireland, and many more. Dr. Anand is a true thought leader, passionately advocating for sustainability, ESG, youth empowerment, and global economic transformation. With his unmatched global network, deep industry expertise, and relentless drive for innovation, Dr. Anand continues to mentor, invest, and build high-impact enterprises that redefine industries across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the visionary and dynamic Dr. Ish Anand. Let us hear from him.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? On top? Yes? Can I have a yes? Back? Excellent. I promise you, I'm going to take no more than 15 minutes. It's a promise. Okay? Now, let me start by telling you, there's a presentation where I'm going to try and avoid referring too much to that. We'll talk to each other. Okay? Good? Yes? Excellent. So, I come from an industry background. Okay, I'm going to lower this mic. I come from an industry background. I currently operate an organization where we are present in about 50 countries. And we have numerous young interns working for us across those 50 countries. We also have a lot of people coming in and working with us to learn new things. We believe in developing organizations which are focused on innovation and technology. So our organization has 300 people across 50 countries who work purely on a technology platform. So the importance of innovation and technology for all of you, whether you want to work for somebody or you want to become an entrepreneur, is immense. Believe me, when you're in college, make use of this opportunity. You have the opportunity to look at innovation, you look at technology, and you build your careers from here. Whether you go and work for somebody or you become an entrepreneur. These bywords, sustainability, innovation, and technology, will remain with you for a lifetime. Post-COVID, the world changed. What we did pre-COVID and what we did post-COVID is very, very different. What you guys have got is an opportunity before you that will take you places, whether it's in India or it's outside the country. It will take you to domains and to knowledge that you have never ever seen before. It will give you an opportunity to explore areas that are unheard of. When we went to college, we never had these opportunities. You do. Make use of this opportunity, make use of what you've got available. Make use of the knowledge that industry experts, make use of the knowledge that people can share with you. So, remember, data points are always very, very important. For you, whether you do law or you do BBA or you do an MBA or you do any other course. Life today revolves around data. I put together a set of data points which I won't go through in totality. I will just touch on some key aspects that are critical for all of you to know. Remember, everybody's spoken about digital transformation. Let me give you a very interesting data point. The digital transformation market size is projected to grow at a compound annual growth rate. I'm sure a lot of you who are doing BBA or MBA would hear of a terminology called CAGR. So, compounded annual growth rate. It's 19.1%. And it's growing from $521.1 billion in 2021 from $127.5 billion in 21 to $521.5 billion in 26. That's how digital transformation is taking the world over.
Is it India or
Global. Global. This is global. I'm going to talk global. I'm not going to talk just India. Because today we are a global marketplace. All these students will have an opportunity not just to work within our country, but also outside. So, you all are global citizens today. Remember, you've got this opportunity. You must know all this. Global digital transformation expenditure is projected to reach $3.4 trillion across different domains by the year 2026. This is where the opportunity lies. The world has become digital. The digital economy is anticipated to account for more than 20% of new enterprise apps. So remember, 20% of all businesses that come into the market, 20% of all businesses, and many of those will be your potential employers, are going to be driven by digital technologies. Each one of you needs to refresh yourself with emerging technologies, digital technologies. Each one of you needs to ensure that you keep up to date with whether it is artificial intelligence, machine learning, or anything else for that matter. %89% of all companies that operate today, whether it's in India or globally, have already adopted digital technologies of one type or the other in some form or the other. So what you're talking about is that when you go out in the world, 89% of your potential employers have adopted digital technologies. You need to be up to date and ensure that you look at aspects and prepare yourself for employability. When recruiters come to your campus, remember one thing. They are going to look at 3 or 4 factors. How entrepreneurial driven are you? Do you have that factor in you that ensures that you take ownership and take charge of what you do? That's an entrepreneurial attitude. Do you understand the latest trends in technology innovation? Do you understand what it means to go digital? Do you understand what it means to have a borderless world? Keep up to date. Okay, let's skip this. See, I'm just going to read this particular paragraph for you. The next era of industrial transformation will be enabled by technology and data. It will impact all sectors and reshape the way we operate, interact and consume. Digital transformation will be there in every sector of what we do, how we operate, how we interact, and how we consume. Each one of you has a mobile phone. So all the mobile phones are a digital medium for you. It will present an opportunity for business leaders to transform their businesses, business models, and value chains in a sustainable manner. We've spoken about sustainability. All speakers have talked about sustainability. Remember, business models will only work if they are sustainable. Sustainability can be of two types. One is the environment type, the other is business sustainability. So you need to be profit driven, you need to be very, very clear in what you're trying to achieve, how you're trying to achieve, and do it in a responsible manner. That is sustainability in every aspect. So what are the various capacities necessary for sustainable development? You've got to be able to adapt to aftershocks. So COVID was a shock, and post-COVID, the way the world operated. During COVID, we were able to build digital models. Companies were still able to operate. Why? Because they went online. A lot of you, I'm sure, had your college also being done online. So you had to adopt to a situation where you had a shock, and what do? You go digital. What's the next thing? You need to be able to transform and create alternate development pathways. So you created a development pathway where you went online, studied online, and many of you would even, your seniors would have potentially got degrees which were done through the online medium. So that's another methodology. The third piece is, today knowledge is borderless. So you've got to have the capacity, the capability to get knowledge and to absorb knowledge from different parts of the world. When you adopt and you absorb knowledge from different parts of the world, you get exposed to systems, policies, procedures, and culture that is global in nature. All of you today, this generation, are global citizens. You're not just Indian citizens, but you're global citizens. You're Indian citizens first, but at the back of it, you're all global citizens. You can interact with people in different parts of the world. This was an opportunity where at our time we never had this. Most of the people who are there would look at this as a tremendous opportunity. You've got the capacity to govern. So entrepreneurs have the capacity to govern. And you've got to, many of you I'm sure would look at startups, would look at various other mediums of setting up your own business, etc. You've got the capacity to govern, which we at our age didn't have. We got it much later. Make use of this opportunity. Then we've also, when you look at sustainability, and when we talk about data, we've got to make sure that we're able to measure it. So anything that you do, whether it is technology or it's innovation or it's sustainability, it has to be measurable. And I was talking to one of your professors in the morning before we came in here. I asked, how many patents have you been able to register in the college? So the professor shared with me that we've got so many patents that have been registered in the college. Now, that's very encouraging. If you're able to register patents, you should also be able to take them out and convert them into real, actual use business cases. So remember that entire value chain has to be driven somewhere. That's the opportunity you have. Make use of it. Make use of bringing people from within the industry, asking people to mentor you. There are plenty of people who will be very, very happy to do that. Remember, post-COVID, a few things happened. businesses were redesigned. Businesses, in order to survive, they needed to redesign themselves. And it's only those businesses that redesign themselves that have survived. The next thing that they did was they experimented. A lot of people came up with innovation. A lot of people came up through experimentation during COVID with new business models. That is what you need to do. That's the opportunity you have. Earlier on, it was product logic. People said, I've made the product, now go out and sell it in the market. Whereas post-COVID, it became a service logic, where people were looking for a service. They were not just looking for a product. So the service that was required is what drove the creation of a product. And that was what happened post-COVID. During COVID and post-COVID, the economy became a lot more circular. I had some of the dignitaries on the stage speak about circular economies. Economies became circular, they became a lot more responsible. They became a lot more eco-friendly. That's your opportunity. Make use of that. People work through alliances. The world has become a more collaborative place. The world has become a place where you can collaborate across borders, you can collaborate across boundaries. That was not the case earlier. If you're able to do that, you will be able to build a lot better. You'll be able to do things a lot better than what you've done. Results rather than indulgences. So look at what results you've got or what results you can achieve. That is what is important. Then remember, the world is now a lot more three-dimensional. It's no longer just linear. Nothing is linear. There are multiple dimensions to the world now. I won't go through this diagram, but just to give you an idea, remember, there has to be a strategy, there has to be a commercial objective, and there has to be an innovation driving this entire business or this entire thought process. The future of digital businesses. Digital businesses are here to stay and they run in parallel with sustainable models. So digital businesses are built to work with sustainable models. Digital and sustainable models are available for you not just in one aspect of what you do, but also in manufacturing operations, and they make use of vast amounts of data. Digital can only make business more efficient and profitable, but also more agile and smarter, adjusting to consumer needs and changing market conditions. Let me just skip through some of these slides, but one or two more slides I do want to show you. Okay. I'd like to show you this slide. We spoke about circular economy. Circular economy is something that today, whether it is a corporate or the government, everybody is promoting circular economies. Everybody is promoting more sustainable practices. So it could mean that you do production or manufacturing, or distribution, or consumption, repair, reuse, collection, recycling, residual waste, or raw materials. Today, circular economy drives a lot of activity across the world. So, I'm sure we have another speaker who's also waiting. Let me finish. Does anybody have any questions? Happy to meet you outside and answer.
Mr. Anand,
Yes, sir.
on behalf of the student community, I request you make available hard copy of your presentation, which is very rich and will be useful for the students. Let the students read one, not one, two, times 300. It has a very rich knowledge.
Sir, my presentation is available with the college management.
Yes, so
Any student who wants to make use of it, yes, please.
I am Divyendu from the Lotus University. I am from Kolkata. तो मेरा सवाल अगर मैं हिंदी में पूछूं तो
बोलिए, हिंदी में बोलिए, बिल्कुल।
sustainability we have understood that it can be done through digital transformation से किया जा सकता है। तो अगर sustainability में paper
Can somebody give him a mic? I can't hear him.
speak loudly.
Give him mic.
नमस्कार, मैं दिवेंदु बोल रहा हूँ और हमारे इसमें जो सस्टेनेबिलिटी में जो हमने अभी वर्कशॉप से या जो एक्सपर्ट टॉक से जो हमें पता चला है वो है कि डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इज वन ऑफ द वे टू डू सस्टेनेबिलिटी। बट फिलोसॉफिकली अगर हम देखें सस्टेनेबिलिटी हमारे हिंदू ट्रेडिशन में एक सस्टेनेबल बिजनेस प्रैक्टिस में एक वो आता है, एक दो शब्द आते हैं जैसे शुभ और लाभ। शुभ मतलब कि अच्छा और लाभ मतलब प्रॉफिट, विन विन सिचुएशन। But whenever we try to find this type of philosophy, sustainable business philosophy or management practices in any database or any research, no such research has been done. So how we can proceed further with the help of this philosophy, Shubh Labh?
So, Shubh Labh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You would have heard one of the esteemed panelists speak about something very similar.
Yes, sir.
People and profit,
Yes, sir.
but do it responsibly.
Yes, sir.
That is Shubh Labh.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so whether it is a global practice or an Indian practice, which we learned from our forefathers, there is no difference. People profit, but doing it responsibly. That is sustainability.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Can I reply?
Please.
My dear friend, your question was excellent. I did my mechanical engineering in 1956. At that time, most of you are not even born. At the farewell, Dr. Singh, our principal, farewell party, when he was asked to speak, give instructions to the student passing out. उन्होंने एक लफ्ज़ दो लफ्ज़ कहे, my dear student, try to earn, not to acquire. आप 24 घंटे काम करिए, ईमानदारी से काम करिए, लीवर करिए, लेकिन एक्वायर मत करिए कि अगर ये यहाँ जीते तो उसका लूट लूँ। बिजनेस का जो है रिस्पॉन्सिबल बिजनेस होना चाहिए, एथिक बिजनेस होना चाहिए और इसका जो स्कोप है वर्ल्ड ओवर में है। जो अच्छे काम करते हैं उसकी इज्जत होती है, चाहे यूरोप हो, चाहे अमेरिका हो, चाहे नेदरलैंड हो। तो ये गुण याद रखिए, काम करिए, मेहनत करिए, जो भी आप को टेक्नोलॉजी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी में कर रहे हैं तो आपने ये घंटा में खोली है। तो इसमें ये जो शुभ लाभ है ये उसी चाहिए। थैंक यू।
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So we have big hand for the gentleman, please.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful address. Now, shifting gears from the world of human potential to the power of innovation and technology, it is my absolute privilege to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Vidyabhushan, sir. Sir is a visionary entrepreneur, artificial intelligence and machine learning researcher, and a leader in digital transformation. As the co-founder and COO of Dialchain Technologies, he has redefined India's retail landscape by pioneering 100% digitized, contactless, smart vending solutions, scaling the company from $0 to $10 million, average rate of return across 86 plus cities in 25 states. An IIT Kharagpur graduate and a young alumni achiever awardee with an MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, Sir has played key leadership roles in Paytm, Geo, and PaySafe Group, driving groundbreaking innovations in digital payments, including QR-based ticketing for Delhi Metro and Alipay integration. Beyond entrepreneurship, he has published AI and ML researcher work whose work at Goldsmith University of London has contributed to neural networks and decision-making models. His journey spans from designing 4G roaming capabilities at Ericsson R&D to pioneering robotics and AI-driven innovations at BARC. He had been awarded with Young Alumni Achiever Award, IIT Kharagpur, and Legend of the Year Award given by Paytm. With a remarkable ability to bridge technology and real-world application, Mr. Sinha is shaping the future of smart retail and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Vidya Bhushan sir. Please sir.
Hello. Hello. So I think I am the least deserving dignitaries over here. People have a vast experience. I have just around 10 years of experience. But I would like to wrap up my speech in next 5 minutes or 6 minutes, and I would like to leave you guys with one of the most powerful lessons that I have learned in last 10 years. So next 2 to 3 minutes, people who are married can close their eyes, and people who are not married and wanting to be married can open their eyes. I'll show 2 pictures, and you have to choose one which you want to marry. And then I'll ask a couple of questions. That would be the, I think, takeaway from this entire presentation. Just have a look for another 1 to 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Just have a look another 1 to 2 seconds. Okay, so that was the experiment. Now, in case I tell you that without even asking explicitly from you that out of these 2, which you like, I can tell you that which was your preference. Will you accept it or will you not accept it? Anyone? So this was the research that I had done in 2008 when I was at your age. The task was that the 2 pictures, 2 faces will be shown to this subject, and then I have to predict that out of the 2 faces, which you actually like. This is called preferential decision, which are actually explicit inside the brain, and then when you say it can have a lot of other emotional angles to it. So in order to abstract that emotional thing and wanting to know what actually your brain liked, जैसे आपका ये judiciary में काम आ सकता है. Like in case he is a Muslim or he is accused or not, and in case you are not hostile, I'll just extract the information from your brain rather than asking from you. Similarly, it can happen in exit polls. Rather than asking if press yes button, this button, I'll just extract the information from your brain. How is it possible? How is it possible that now we are reached at a stage where I don't need any information from you in verbal sense? And this is how it happens. Like brain emotions or brain decisions are series of actually signals. And once you are able to interpret those signals, you will be able to infer what is that signal is telling you. But it's not that easy. It took me 4 years to actually reach to that stage where I was able to explicitly tell with 93% accuracy that okay, this is what you wanted. And even if I run the same experiment at say entire global level, like out of 50 students, so accuracy would be like around 75% to 76%. फिर आप लोग सोच रहे ये क्यों ज्ञान दे रहे हो? What's the relevance of this to this particular conference? देखिए, अब एक ऐसा टाइम आ गया है जहां पर seeking answers has been democratized. एक स्पीकर ने बोला कि उनके गांव में भी चैट जीपीटी लोग यूज करते हैं, एंड प्रोफेसर्स इन हार्वर्ड और एमआईटी दे आर आल्सो यूजिंग सेम चैट जीपीटी. So, and seeking answers or maybe getting answers has become so easy that anybody can get answers. Then what's the difference between humans and machine? क्योंकि machine is much more powerful. आप इतने सारे लेक्चर्स सुने, इतने सारे ऑडियंस पढ़े, you go to ChatGPT, enter and you will get slightly better version of what I am saying or what anybody else is saying, because machine is much more intelligent than what I am or what anybody else on this planet is, except Elon Musk. So, what's the difference? What's the difference between the two, humans and machine? Anyone? Machine can also make choices. It's a subjective, yes. It's now sentinel computers are coming, emotions will also be not very easy. The only thing is asking questions. In case humans stop asking questions, there will hardly be any difference between humans and machine. And this is what when I was a child, my sister used to be, एक उनका मैरिज का टाइम आ गया था, मेरे पापा फोटो लेके आते थे, मेरे दीदी को दिखाते थे, मेरी दीदी या तो लेफ्ट स्वाइप करती थी, राइट स्वाइप कर देती थी. अब फिंगर उसी से मुझे लगता है अपना राइट लेफ्ट इंस्पायर हुआ होगा. लेकिन मैं सोचता था कि यार एक चीज बताओ, मेरे पापा उस वक्त ये सोशल मीडिया ऐसे कुछ नहीं था, बहुत मेहनत करके ना आप एक दो फोटो लेके आते थे एक रूम पर. मैं सोचता था यार इनकी बेटी है, पापा को पता नहीं चलता इनका इंटरेस्ट, और इनकी बेटी इनको नहीं पता चला कि पापा सिलेक्ट करते थे, इनको भी सिलेक्ट करना ही चाहिए. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता. Everybody has their own preference formation, own preferential decisions, which may come from lot of different factors. अब उस वक्त मेरे दिमाग में ये चल रहा था कि कहीं ना कहीं ब्रेन में कुछ तो होगा, कुछ तो सिग्नल्स होगा that will actually help us to understand what is happening. And gone there, and after 10 years, I got a opportunity. So I was working for one of the projects in IIT Kharagpur that got actually converted into international project, and then I worked with the University of London and then also California of Institute of Technology. अब यहाँ पे एक चीज है कि जब तक आपके पास वो क्लियर क्वेश्चन पूछने का नहीं होगा, you will not be able to be successful in corporate life. क्योंकि अब आंसर्स कोई नहीं पूछता. Even I take interview, I always ask or I always actually looking for clue कि ये बंदा जो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है उसकी डेप्थ क्या है. There can be superficial question just for sake of asking, or there can be very deep questions. वो बंदा अगर मुझे दिखता है अच्छा क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया ना, इसको बुला लेते हैं. And once in order to achieve that, the next logical question is कि क्वेश्चन पूछने का कहाँ से आएगा? What's the ability? How you can acquire the ability to seek answers, or seek questions, or maybe ask questions. Anyone? क्योंकि अब आपको पता होना चाहिए कि क्वेश्चन पूछना ये सबसे बड़ी चीज है. But then how to improve that capability of asking good questions, in-depth questions? किसी को पता है? Very very common thing. Processing data is there, but one is active listening. So in case you are able to listen very very patiently in the class, in case you are able to listen to what others are saying, then only you will be able to ask intelligent questions based on that topic. अगर आप बस बैठे हुए सुनने के लिए सुन रहे हो, then the quality of the question that you will be asking will be very very superficial, and then जो सामने वाला बंदा बोल रहा है वो समझ जाएगा. So that is the only takeaway that I want you guys to leave this audience, that asking question is the paramount. You have to improve those ability to ask more and more questions. I have a couple of slides that actually say कि अगर मैं आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछूं कि अभी तक हम लोग एआई के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. AI is 70 years old technology, so it's not that it has come today. There are multiple videos so much that has come up. लेकिन मैं एक नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा, व्हाट्स नेक्स्ट? कोई बता सकता है? What will happen after AI? AI तो जो कर रहा है. What will happen next? Anyone? क्रिएटिविटी कहीं से आता है, फिर आप क्वेश्चन पूछते हो. तो इसका एक आंसर था जो कि मैं स्किप कर दिया सारे स्लाइड्स को, कि जो कोई भी टेक्नोलॉजी इवॉल्व होती है, it is actually between human and machine interaction. And as technology evolves, the interaction with the machine and humans increases. अब आपको याद होगा इंटरनेट से पहले लोग इंटरेक्ट नहीं करते थे मशीन से। फिर क्या आया? डेस्कटॉप। डेस्कटॉप आया, किसी घर के किसी कोने में लगा हुआ है, आप जाते थे, उसको 2-4 घंटा काम करके वापस आ जाते थे। देन केम लैपटॉप। अब वो मशीन लैपटॉप लेके आप जा भी सकते हो, आप कहीं भी काम कर सकते हो। नाउ इंटरेक्शन बिटवीन ह्यूमंस एंड मशीन हैज इंक्रीज्ड। अर्लियर इट वाज 3-4 आवर्स, अब क्या हो गया? 6-7 घंटे हो गए। देन केम इंटरनेट। अब क्या हुआ? अब तो आप रास्ते में भी चला रहे हो, बाइक चला रहे हो, गाड़ी चला रहे हो, कहीं भी आप यू आर एक्चुअली कनेक्टेड टू द मशीन। अब जो आपकी इंटरेक्शन विद मशीन्स है, दैट हैज इंक्रीज्ड। नाउ इट हैज इंक्रीज्ड टू 12 आवर्स, 14 आवर्स ऑलमोस्ट, जब तक आप सोते नहीं हो। नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड? उसके बाद फिर मोबाइल आ गया, मोबाइल अराउंड 2010 के आसपास। तो फिर आप तो ऑलमोस्ट हमेशा आप कनेक्टेड हो। इवन आप जब सो रहे होते हो तो तन से बजाकर फिर आप उठ जाते हो। अब दिन के 24 घंटा में से 24 घंटा मशीन एंड ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन में खत्म हो चुका। व्हाट नेक्स्ट? कोई नो एक्चुअली आई वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड। कोई बंदा बोल सकता अब क्या? 25 घंटा तो नहीं बना सकते, 26 घंटा तो नहीं बना सकते। हाँ, now there is multiple trends, like your time is increasing, devices getting smaller, wearables आ जाएंगे, आपके स्मार्टफोन्स हो जाएंगे, ear drops हो जाएंगे, बस there are multiple things. But one thing is hands free. अब हम लोग एक ऐसा स्टेज में आ गए हैं जहाँ पर we will not carry any device, we will be hand free. अब बोल देंगे अलेक्सा ये करो, अलेक्सा वो करो, उसको मेल कर दो, ये कर दो बस। So now in that case, our interaction with multiple machines will increase at the same time. So now we are not able to increase number of hours, but we are able to increase our interaction with multiple devices. That will increase our interaction with multiple machines. That will actually in turn increase the total number of data that is being generated. That will actually help in basically training neural network and artificial neural network. उसके बाद क्या? That was the question I actually asked. उसके बाद क्या? Yes. अब जो है मेटावर्स में हम लोग ऑलरेडी हैं, तो बता सकता है anyone can tell me why we are into metaverse 1.0? The metaverse जिसका बात कर रहा हूँ that is metaverse 2.0, but I am talking about metaverse 1.0. कोई बता सकता है what is that metaverse 1.0? That's internet. Internet is metaverse 1.0. क्यों? क्योंकि आप अभी तो नहीं लोग बोलते, पुराने जमाने में 10 साल पहले लोग बोलते थे मैं इंटरनेट से कनेक्ट होता हूँ। आप कनेक्ट क्या होते हो? आपने देखा कि बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे होते हैं जो व्हाट्सएप देखते रहते हैं, हंसते रहते हैं। Why? Because it is immersive 2D technology. That's why it is called metaverse 1.0. We are already living in metaverse, and then we are actually trying to include. We are not in metaverse. We are into metaverse, but it is 2D. अगर यही प्रोग्राम Zoom पर होता, for example, तो क्या होता? हम लोग एक दूसरे को देख रहे होते। At least we were able to see. लेकिन अगर ये metaverse में होगा तो कैसा होगा? Anyone? अगर ये मेटावर्स में इसी तरह का प्रोग्राम होता तो फिर मुझे नोएडा से यहाँ आने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती। I would have entered into the metaverse of this particular auditorium designed by some metaverse designer, and then I can take a seat. और उसके बाद यहाँ पर जो लेक्चर्स हो रहे हैं, I would have actually have almost a similar experience in of as if मैं बैठा हुआ हूँ। अब जो luminal space बोलते हैं, for example, in case you want to go to say coffee shop, or in case you want to have coffee, or in case you want to go to washroom, in case you want to have side talk, जैसे लोग भाग रहे थे, किसी को आपको मुझे लगा कोई जाने रहा है, तो वो जो पॉइंट था ना वो मेटावर्स में पॉसिबल है, because now you have a seat in metaverse, बैठ गए, फिर अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है लेक्चर, उठ के चले गए, इसके साथ चाय पी के आते हैं, फिर चाय पी के आ गए, फिर से बैठ गए। These things are not possible in 2D metaverse, which is internet. In 3D metaverse it is possible, and this luminal space will be created. अब अगर आप ध्यान से देख रहे होगे कि इंटरनेट क्रिएटेड डिजिटल व्हाट यू से बिजनेस, पहले फिजिकल बिजनेस होता था, and lot of physical business was transformed into digital business. लेकिन अभी भी हेयर कट वाला तो वही है, अगर कोई अच्छा हेयर डिजाइनर है आपको खुद जाना पड़ता है, आप ऑनलाइन करा सकते हैं, नहीं करा सकते, लेकिन मेटावर्स में करा सकते हैं, क्योंकि यू विल हैव योर ओन अवतार। अब उसको जाके आप हेयर कट लगवा रहे हो, उसको आप अच्छा से सूट बना रहे हो, अच्छा से जींस खरीद रहे हो, उसकी एक डिजाइनर आ रही है जो एक अच्छा डिजाइनर है, he can be a very good business model in metaverse, and then तो आप लोग लग रहा होगा कि ये एक फैंसी या एक साइफाई स्टोरी चल रहा है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। I'll tell you a real life example. Currently we are running more 200, 500 machines across 78 cities in 21 states. और अगर मुझे उस मशीन को एक्सपीरियंस करना है तो मुझे डैशबोर्ड पर जाना पड़ता है, which is 2D. मैं एक्सपीरियंस नहीं कर पाता. लेकिन अगर इसी को अगर मैं मेटावर्स में कन्वर्ट करूं, then it will be as if कि मैं मशीन के सामने खड़ा हूं, मैं मशीन को देख पा रहा हूं, I am able to interact. How it is possible? Obviously it is because of sensors. आपको बोलेगा कि ये तो बहुत है. गूगल मैप किसी ने यूज किया है? Google Map is actually a 2D simulation. What I am talking about 3D simulation, where entire supply chain, entire production, entire manufacturing, entire sales operations will be in metaverse. Or in metaverse का मतलब there will be real life sensors which will be replica of actual and metaverse का. अब मैप में क्या होता है कि अगर मैं नोएडा से गुड़गांव आ रहा हूँ, अगर कुछ ट्रैफिक प्रॉब्लम आती है तो वो अपने आप रीलॉट कर लेता है. ये कैसे पॉसिबल है? अगर आप लोगों को पता नहीं चलेगा, लेकिन आज से 10 साल पहले अगर किसी को बेस्ट रॉड पता करना है तो नहीं पता कर सकता था. Similarly, after 10 years, it is possible that conferences like this will happen in metaverse, and we will have almost same experience what we have now. मैं इसी तरह घूम घूम के आपको बता रहा हूँ metaverse में. क्यों? क्योंकि I will be in a pose of avatar, and then I will be having that particular avatar will have my own personality. जैसे मैं बोल रहा हूँ वैसे बोल रहा होगा वो. तो वो जो एक है वो अभी थोड़ा सा समझने में आपको टाइम लगेगा, बट once you start researching on it, you will be able to know what's there, what's not there, and this is the type of quality that we seek from the graduating students. And the best part is that people say कि लोगों के पास जॉब नहीं है, जॉब मार्केट नहीं है. I have a completely different view on this. देखिए, अभी एक ऐसा टाइम है जहाँ पर दुनिया के सारे लोग ना जीरो हो गए, रिसेट हो गए. एग्जैक्टली यही चीज हुआ था 1990 में जब इंटरनेट आया था. पुराने सारे लोग खत्म, अब सारे लोगों को नए टेक्नोलॉजी को पढ़ना पड़ेगा स्टार्टिंग से. बिकॉज एज अ कंपनी मैं उसी को हायर करूंगा जो मेरा काम करेगा, और मैं किसको हायर करूंगा जिसके पास टेक्नोलॉजी होगा. एंड आई विल नॉट केयर that whether that is 45 years students or 25 year old or it is 25 year old. जो बंदा मेरा काम करेगा उसको मैं ले लूंगा. So you guys are actually sitting at very sweet spot. अगर आप लोग अपना एक्सपीरियंस, अपना जो एक्सपर्टीज है इन AI/ML बढ़ा लेते हो, then you will be hot cake in the market. जो पुराने लोग हैं, people who are more than 50 years old, 55 years old, they will not be able to get job. In fact, मुझे कभी-कभी लगता है I am not willing to say, but professors की job at least, because what we are teaching, reading from, being taught by the professors, they are already available on OpenAI, already available in ChatGPT. What's the use for them? तो अब उन लोगों को सोचने दो कि वो लोग क्या करेंगे, rather than you guys, आप लोग बहुत सीरियस बात करो, और आप लोग को खुश होना चाहिए कि AI/ML की जो revolution है, that has come at your time. मैं कभी-कभी एंड सोचता हूँ कि इस टाइम क्यों नहीं था. So that's the ending remark from my side. Now you must seek questions, not the answers, because answers are prevalent. It's democratized. सबको पता है. और आपसे अच्छा कोई नहीं लिख सकता because we have access to internet. So that is something that I want to learn. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful address. Unfortunately, due to time constraint, we have to request you to concise your speech. But it is truly an honor to listen to all of you. We would really love to have you all in our institute once again, so that we can learn from your rich experience. Before we conclude this incredible session, we would love to capture this moment with a group photograph. We kindly request all our esteemed speakers, guests, session chairs, conveners, authors to please come forward and join us for a group photograph. I request all of you to please come on the dais. I request Chairman Sir, Isha Ma'am, Rawat Sir, Jasbir Sir, faculty members of MSI, everybody to please stand in front of the stage. I request Jawad Sir also to please join us.